Okay.
What?
Can you see it now?
So it's a yes. That's it. There you have it, sir. From
Okay, now.
Mylene Lozada, you have morally straight. From Ma'am Medina, we have respect. Those are the
Okay.
answers. Okay,
Okay,
that's all,
thank you,
sir.
ma'am.
Okay,
Okay, so
sir.
much for that. Okay, so what you have actually discussed or what you have written there actually encompasses the definition of code of ethics in the teaching profession. Okay, so let's have the first definition. No, hindi ko dito put the girl. Tanhang datle. Este, alam. Hindi, kasi hindi. How about this one, ma'am? Can you see the slide?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's it, sir.
Okay.
What is code of ethics in teaching profession?
Okay, so like that. Okay, so let's define now what is actually code of ethics in the teaching profession. Okay, so it says here that code of ethics is similar to a code of conduct in that it establishes behavior expectations that an organization has of its employees and third parties. So I want to highlight on behavior expectations. As teachers, the society considers every one of us as model of values, behavior, and principle. For we are expected to portray positive behavioral attributes at all times. This is actually a basic tenet or a basic principle of teaching as profession. However, we need to be constantly reminded of this because human being as we are, our inner feelings and desires confuses us to distinguish between right from wrong. And code of ethics will serve us as our guide to reflect on before we act or do something which are actually unnecessary. Now, for the second definition, code of ethics outlines primary responsibilities to their students and defines their role in a student's life. Educators must demonstrate impartiality, integrity, and ethical behavior in the classroom, whether virtual or in person, and in their conduct with parents and co-teachers. So this definition actually underscores the responsibility of the teachers in ensuring the delivery of quality education as stipulated in the teaching framework of the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, with the emphasis on Domain 1 and Domain 1 to 6. These domains of the PPST are aligned with the Code of Ethics in Teaching Profession, which sees teacher as an influential personality, whether inside the classroom or outside the classroom. Okay, so let's have now the next slide. Okay. Okay, Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. Pursuant to the provision of this paragraph E, Article 11 of the Republic Act number 7836, otherwise known as the Philippines Professionalization Act of 1994, and paragraph A, section 6, Presidential Decree number 223, as amended, the Board for Professional Teachers hereby adopt the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. So this means that the Code of Ethics is anchored in our Constitution, which is based on the maxim that what is legal is considered moral and ethical. We cannot actually deviate from the Code of Ethics because it is unconstitutional. So it is for this reason that the PPST is aligned with the provisions of the Constitution and the Code of Ethics for professional teachers. Therefore, teachers should strictly adhere and practice these set of ethical, moral principles, standards, and values. And if any one of us, or if a teacher violates the code of ethics, he or she also violates the constitutional rights of the students and community whom the teacher actually serves. Okay, so let's have this next slide. Okay, so there is actually a number of articles of the Code of Ethics for teacher. Actually, it consists of 13 articles, okay? However, in my presentation, I will only give emphasis on Article 3, 4, and 5. So Article 3, this is actually the teacher and the community, which is aligned to Domain 6 of the Philippine Professional Standards for Teacher, or the PPST. Now for Section 1, it says here that a teacher is a facilitator of learning and of the development of the youth. He shall, therefore, render the best service by providing an environment conducive to such learning and growth. So this section actually put great emphasis on the responsibility of the teacher in providing the learning environment that promotes learning among students. This does not only apply to the physical learning environment. Um, in the present context, teachers, whenever possible, are expected to utilize technology to simply create that virtual learning spaces, an environment that supports learning. Teachers should also utilize available resources to support learning with consideration of the present context and, of course, challenges. So at this time, no, with the pandemic that we are actually using the online platforms. Okay, so that's precisely why we are obliged to have our own Facebook page for our students or for our section. Uh, and the more it's easier for us to have access with our students, especially if we will make use of the messenger. I believe that for higher sections, no, for higher sections, from time to time, they actually make use of the Google Meet or even the Zoom. Okay, the purpose of using this online platform, that is to simply create the learning spaces. Okay, so for number 2, every teacher shall provide leadership and initiative to actively participate in community movements for moral, social, and educational, economic, and of course, the civic betterment. So for section 2, this means that teachers are actually public personalities. Now, since we are all public personalities, then therefore it is a must, or we must demonstrate exemplary behavior, activities, initiatives worthy of emulation that will actually positively influence the community. Like, for example, you may engage with whatever outreach programs that the barangay has. Okay, like you may engage with cleanup drive, do some engage with bloodletting, or you may initiate to have that bloodletting in our school, or even come up with an income generation for the school and the community. Actually, there are lots of activity wherein we could engage with, conducted, of course, conducted by the barangay, or we may actually initiate at the same time. Okay, it's either you may engage or you may initiate an outreach program for that matter. And for those who will be engaging with uh, the outreach program, especially for those who are actually applying, for a promotion. So automatically, you may have you may earn 12 points for that if you are the organizer. And if we are just participating, or if you are just participating, then you can just have 7 points for that. But see to it, it must be actually 3 consecutive years in order for you to gain or to have that points. Okay, so number 3. Okay, so for section 3, every teacher shall merit reasonable social recognition, for which purpose they shall behave with honor and dignity at all times, and refrain from such activities as gambling, smoking, drunkenness, and other excesses, much less illicit relations. So section 3 actually highlights that teachers are public figures, and each one of us are expected not to engage in activities such as gambling or playing cards during class hours, or playing cards during official time, or even inside the classroom, or maybe sometimes you may engage with smoking while actually having the class, or maybe perhaps engaging having that drinking session with the colleagues inside the school premises, or the more engaging yourself with an illicit affair with the students or with the co-teacher. So these are basically the different activities wherein that we have to what do you call that? We have to avoid, because this might eventually jeopardize the honor and the dignity of the teaching profession. So this is also applies to other social activities that promote the undesirable acts, like going to disco clubs, pushing, and of course using illegal drugs and other things. So I'm quite sure that most of us know, we have heard from radio perhaps, or even television, we have seen in television that some teachers, some public school teachers, both in elementary or secondary, they actually engaged in illegal drugs. So in as much as possible, we have to avoid this type of activity, because we are actually, when we engage with this type of activity, then that could actually degrade our teaching profession or our profession. So since we are talking about dignity and honor of teachers, you may probably ask me if it is unethical for a teacher to do the TikTok or engaged with TikTok. Okay. I know for sure that this is actually very trending at this time, no? But for me, it depends. Okay. It depends. For as long as you actually use that TikTok on a positive way, then I don't think that that is actually unethical. So as a teacher, we have to be responsible in that. Like for example, when you do the TikTok, be sure that you have to wear appropriate cloth. Okay? Hindi ka klaro LB aton mga, like for example, chene kasi taman TikTok, klaro revealing LDE lang mga body parts, like klaro el cleavage, or di kaya klaro el pusot, okay? O di kaya sometimes klaro el, basta klaro el la cosa dapat, hindi dapat mira. Okay? And then same thing, whether female or male, it's the same thing, no? We know very well at this time, ang mga TikTok, bien, takedaelet trending, si Palte lang kere sila mandamira LDE lang mga wear po, akatan panty lang or tambra, or sometimes si mga ombre, taman boxer shorts. Okay? And then another thing, no, aside from you have to wear appropriate cloth, I think L dance moves or mga movements kita usa kita or yes, ta usa kita as part of the dance, no? Dapat ele hindi ele seductive, akel parang very inviting ele na mga especially for the males. Okay? So again, like I said, it's not it's not, there's nothing wrong with doing that to TikTok or engaging with the TikTok for as long as you know what you're doing, for as long as you're actually using that in the positive way, then it's okay. Okay, so let's move on to section 4. Okay, so section 4, it says here that every teacher shall lead for and with the community and shall therefore study and understand local customs and traditions in order to have sympathetic attitude. Therefore, refrain from disparaging community. So this is actually where the teachers are expected to be culturally sensitive in dealing with the parents as well as the students. This is also in line with the domain 3 of the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, okay, which emphasizes the role of the teacher in addressing the diverse needs of the learners. Learners, take note of this, that learners could be diverse in terms of beliefs, religion, and of course, culture. As far as I know, I think this was already discussed, no, about diverse learner by Ma'am Dara. I think that was last Wednesday. Okay, so therefore, teachers are expected to adjust. Okay, so since we have actually these diverse learners, so therefore, teachers should adjust the instructional materials or even the lesson. Okay, so teachers also, aside from that, teachers also should support the culturally related activities of the community. Like for example, when our community is actually celebrating fiesta, no, like in Tetuan, so we have to attend fiesta, respect, and of course, respect mga the observance of the Ramadan, or joining whatever activities that the barangay actually has. Okay. So in this way, the teacher actually establishes the connection between the school and the community. Okay, so for next. Okay, so section 5, every teacher shall help the school keep the people in the community informed about the school's work and accomplishments, as well as its needs and problem. So we cannot actually deny the fact that every school has the general PTA or the HR PTA. And what do you think is actually the purpose of this? That is just to simply remind the community that the school is a public property. So teachers should encourage primary stakeholder in providing the school to better serve the students. In this, or this is rather the reasons why every programs, projects, and initiatives of the school, and even at the classroom level, parents' involvement, opinion, and decision of the majority should be respected. So every time we have this PTA meeting, okay, or PTA project, see to it we have to what? Involve the parents. We have to solicit their opinions. Okay, we have to involve them, especially in the decision making. Okay, in the decision making. So whatever project or projects that you wanted to have in your classroom or even in the school, we should always invite parents, or we should always include the parents. Okay, because they should be part of the um, they should be part in the decision making. Okay, so number six, every teacher is intellectual leader in the community, especially in the barangay, and shall welcome the opportunity to provide such leadership when needed, to extend counseling services, as and to actively be involved in matters affecting the welfare of the people. Now, I would like to emphasize the term intellectual leaders. This simply indicates that teachers are considered as one of the brains of the community. Do you agree? Yes, of course. We are considered as brains of the community. The responsibility of the teachers, or the teacher rather, is not only limited in the four walls of the classroom. Teachers should also assess the needs and problems. Therefore, teachers should work with the barangay officials for the welfare of the community. For example, thinking of possible income generation activity for the women. Okay. Another thing is providing literacy services for the out of school youth. And then we can also propose an environmental conservation initiative and etc. There are actually a lot of things, there are a lot of activities wherein we could share, okay? Wherein we could actually share or help our community or barangay. Okay, so next slide. Okay, so section 7. Teacher shall maintain harmonious and pleasant personal and official relations with other professionals, with government officials, and with the people individually or collectively. Now, we know that the local government and the barangay officials are the number one supporters of the school. Do you agree? Yes. They are actually the number one supporters, no, of our school. Okay, so teachers should establish strong linkage with these officials for the betterment of the school. Teachers should also avoid manifesting self-vested interest as they establish linkage with the government officials. The linkage between teachers and the government officials should be used for the advantage of the school and not for personal benefit of the teacher. I'm not sure if some of us are actually we try to get closer with the barangay officials or even with the local government, no? Because they maybe perhaps some teachers they wanted to ask for a recommendation for their promotion. Now at this time, I think having that recommendation is no longer applicable, because if you wanted to apply or if you want to apply for a higher position, all you need to do is to, of course, submit your credentials, okay, that will eventually support or that will actually support your qualifications, okay? So same thing what I did, no, I especially when I applied for this position, which is actually the master teacher, no, I actually prepared all the documents, okay, all the documents based from the criteria, okay, given of course by the division office, based from the guidelines of the division office. Okay, so for number 8, it says here that A teacher possesses freedom to attend church and worships as appropriate, but shall not use his positions and influence to persuade others. So, in other words, teachers should be given the freedom to exercise their faith, but they should never use their position and influence in the society to coerce or to force others to follow his or her religious faith. Now, in conclusion to Article 3 of the Code of Ethics, actually highlights the influence, okay? Influence and the role of the teachers that goes far and beyond the four walls of the traditional classroom. So therefore, we should strictly practice and observe the code of ethics at all times. Okay, so let's move on now to the next. Okay, so we have here Article 4, a teacher and the profession. So Article 4 of the Code of Ethics, it stresses actually the importance of teaching as a profession. This is in line with the requirements of the teaching profession as stipulated in Domain 1 and 7 of the PPST. Now, for Section 1, it says here that every teacher shall actively ensure that teaching is the noblest profession and shall manifest genuine enthusiasm and pride in teaching as a noble calling. So we cannot actually deny the fact that teaching is the root of all other professions. I can still actually remember. I remember that when I was still in college, we used to have this quote, and it says, "All professions, all courses are just a mere product of a teacher." That is actually very, very true, right? Okay, so we cannot have, in fact, we cannot actually have, or we won't be able to have these brilliant lawyers, extraordinary doctors and nurses, skillful architects, and even engineers, eloquent media personalities, or even our own very own, and even our very own president, no, without us teachers. So therefore, as teachers, we need to take care of our profession. We should always be proud of what we are. Okay? We have to be very, very proud as a teacher. Just take note, no? It says na all profession, all courses are just a mere product of a teacher. So, can ba produce ko nila? Di ba kita mga teachers? So, therefore, we have to be very proud. Kasi nuway kita mga doktor, nuway kita mga lawyers, sinuway kita mga teachers. Okay, so with this, we have to be very proud of ourselves. Okay, so number 2, every teacher shall uphold the highest possible standards of quality education, shall make the best preparations for the career of teaching, and shall be at his best at all times and in the practice of his profession. So teachers are actually expected to seek for continuous professional growth and be enthusiastic in attending seminars and training to upgrade one's knowledge, okay, and skills, and uphold the value of teaching as the noblest profession. Teachers are also expected to attain advanced studies, either masteral or doctoral, so he can actually give the best in his teaching career. So we are obliged, no, in as much as possible, we have to enroll, or we have to take up our master's degree, or even doctoral degree. That is actually one way of upgrading our knowledge as well as our skills. Okay, so for number 3, it says here that every teacher shall participate in the continuing professional education or the CPE program of the Professional Regulation Commission and shall pursue such other studies as will improve his efficiency, enhance the prestige of the profession, and strengthen his competence, virtues, and productivity in order to be nationally and internationally competitive. So this is actually the main reason why teachers are encouraged to attend seminars and trainings as a requirement for the renewal of our license. Now, I believe that for those that have already renewed their license, so one of the requirements there is we have to submit at least 1 or 2 certificates of trainings. Okay, so that before you will be able to renew your license. So we have the purpose of this is for us to maintain actually the prestige, okay, the prestige of being a teacher, or the prestige that is actually attached to the teaching profession. And we are expected to give our best at all times. We cannot give what we do not have. So attending to CPE programs will update our skills and knowledge and will retool us to better serve our students. Okay, so next. Okay, so section 4, it says here that every teacher shall help with duly authorized to seek support from the school, but shall not make improper misrepresentations through personal advertisements and other questionable means. So teachers may solicit support from the stakeholders, okay, politicians, and even non-government organizations for the benefit of the school, okay, if authorized, of course, by the higher authority. However, when money is involved, teachers should be cautious and ensure that his dignity will not in any way be tainted by this gesture of helping the school. So all fundraising initiatives should be something personal. It must be recognized or supported and even signed by the school authorities. Okay, so next, number 5, section 5, it says here that every teacher shall use the teaching profession in a manner that makes it dignified means for earning a decent living. So for section 5, it only implies that teaching should be seen as a decent way to earn our daily bread and butter, worthy of respect. So therefore, teaching should not perform other income generating activities that will degrade the teaching profession. So this includes perhaps selling of illegal drugs or even pushing prostitution and other activities. Okay. Okay, so let's proceed now to the next article. We have Article 5, the teachers and the professions. Okay, so for Article 5, for Section 1, it says here that teachers shall at all times be imbued with the spirit of professional loyalty, mutual confidence, and faith in one another, self-sacrifice for the common good, and full cooperation with colleagues. When the best interest of the learners, the school, or the profession is at stake in any controversy, teachers shall support one another. So this section highlights the domain 7 of the PPST. Specifically, it gives the importance to professional linkage among the colleagues. So this is necessary. This is actually necessary to scaffold our co-teachers with the right skills and knowledge that is for the best interest of the students. So for example, in our school, no, we establish linkage with our colleagues through the LAC session or even Inset like this, no? And uh, with the LAC session, I believe that the LAC session or even the Inset, these serve uh, as an avenue for us to learn from one another or from each other. So it doesn't mean that I am your mentor or you have your mentor, the mentor knows everything. So sometimes the mentor could also learn from the mentees. So it's a vice versa. Okay, the very reason why we have this LAC session is for us to share our best practices or the practices that we use in our classroom. Okay, if you have some ideas, you may also share it with your mentor or even with your mentees. So like I said, through the LAC session, we can actually learn a lot from each other. Okay, okay. Okay, so next, number 2. So section 2 says here that a teacher is not entitled to claim credit or work not of his own, and shall give due credit for the work of others which he may use. So teachers, as teachers, no, we should respect actually intellectual property right. Okay, so teachers should give due credit to the owner of the material. So for example, when a teacher made is borrowed, so the borrower should ask permission from the creator of the test paper and give due credit. Okay, so same principle should be followed when a teacher will borrow any instructional materials from the other teachers. Hindi akin sita presta kita mga instructional materials or test paper, tapos kita baho do test paper, di ato nombre. Di ba? Not unless siya ko tadala siguro permiso na pwede to usa ko nila, at the same time pwede to man change, so okay lang. Or even as mga lesson plan, okay, lesson plan. So, mas kinabla kita yapili to permiso, dapat siguro dali tamin kita ano ablao este lesson plan ya usay sa dikel o kasi tamiri chenes de bale. Pero si press naman tamin kita dapat chenes tamin kita as un poco mga revisions. Not exactly na you will use the same thing gayon or the exact thing. Okay, so that's it. And then let's have the next. Okay, so section 3. Now, before leaving his position, a teacher shall organize and leave to his successors such records and other data as are necessary to carry on the work. So I think this is actually self-explanatory, no? When teachers are promoted or transferred to other schools, teacher should properly endorse all documents so that his or her successor can properly carry out the vacated position. Okay? So actually, this is not only applicable siyan, promote contigo, kabayang transfer to na other school, etc. This is also applicable na dapat si taman file kita leave of absence, no? As ito observe kasi Chene kasi si taman file sila leave, tadeha lang sila diretso. Okay? Tadeha sila tambak el mga trabaho. Okay? So here comes the successor, here comes the substitute teacher. El substitute teacher mismo, sabi ko sa on the principia. So if ever man we will file for a leave of absence, so dapat everything must be ready. Like for example, a class record. And shouldn't case ya pwede kita dale quiz kuno di aton sections kita man handle kita. So dapat recorded yatamen el mga test di ila, test results. Okay? Test results, performance task, or whatever. Okay? So I think that is actually the proper way na dapat kita assess. Okay? So before leaving your position, okay, so dapat everything must be ready for the next teacher to come, especially si substitute. I remember that when I was still in Ayala, when I was still in Ayala, no, ako kundo ya first time iyo gali yaman yakida substitute teacher na Ayala. Yan turnover kumigo el teacher. Yes panta iyo mismo yung turnover kasi aside from the class records, yadale ele kumigo dal de mga sections tagara ele. Chene tamen mga ready ya el mga instructional materials. And even mga quizzes ready ya ele for the next topics or akeltan cover the entire topics. Like for example, si second quarter and sina, no? So ready ya. So parang mas easy man attack substitute teachers if ever agara man L or man handle L konel class. So dapat ang sina kita asa hindi akel tasalya lang kita taman file kita leave kay por causa tapikura kita eskapa na di aton trabaho. Okay? Siguro chenekat lang sina mga ano no, chenekat lang sina mga teachers na akel taman file ya lang leave derecho kay por causa tambak ya el trabaho or tadeha ya konel substitute kay ase todo check el mga activities, el mga quizzes or whatsoever. So, bato-bato sa langit kung sinong tatamaan. Thank you. Okay, so what number ba? Okay, so section 4. Okay, section 4. A teacher shall hold and violate all confidential information concerning associates and the school and shall not divulge to anyone documents which has not been officially released or remove records from files without official permission. So number 4 simply tells us that teachers should uphold all school documents with the confidentiality. School records such as the students' transcripts, students' medical records, and the like should be kept confidential and should be released only to the rightful owner. Teachers also should not remove records or change in records, okay? Change data in records without permission from the rightful authority. For example, it is actually unethical to change the grade given by a certain teacher without the consent of the teacher concerned. Okay? So, chene ba kanaton ta ASEAN-SINA na basta once bet kita kunul bata, pilita permiso kunul teacher, bla, paborya lang kambya kunul sa ASEAN, kunul sa pasa. Okay? So, dapat you have to seek actually permission from that teacher concerned or from the subject teacher. Hindi kel basta-basta lang ta kambya kita el grado without the permission. Okay? Because that is actually unethical. Si kere man kita ayuda kunul bata, so therefore, pidi kita permiso anay konel teacher. Si pwede era ayuda lang konel bata. In my case kasi, no, usually, konel mga advisors, taablayo, si for example man, kumigo lang kahido ele, so you can immediately change the grade para at least pwede ayuda konel bata. So dapat ang sina kita. It's either kita dale el permiso yabla, okay, pwede to man change ma'am, or I mean, sisita dapat kita mismo abla gale konel teacher na ma'am, pwede to cambia konel grade, or atraka kita konel subject teacher na si pwede ayuda konel bata naman change konel grado. Okay, so number 5, it shall be the responsibility of every teacher to seek correctives for what may appear to be unprofessional and unethical conduct of any associate. However, this may be done only if there is incontrovertible evidence for such conduct. Okay, so Number 5, okay, it simply tells us that teachers should work together to maintain the dignity of the teaching profession. It is actually the responsibility of all the teachers. Any colleagues who violates the code of ethics with sufficient evidences shall undergo due process of the corrective actions. Okay, so let's have the next slide. Okay, so number 6. Okay, number 6, it says here, section 6, a teacher may submit to the proper authorities any justifiable criticism against an associate, preferably in writing, without violating any right of the individual concerned. So this simply means that any complaints against a colleague should undergo a due process, okay, and should be submitted to the proper authorities. So usually in any issues, okay, in any issues should be settled, of course, it should be settled first in the department. Okay, so if there are issues, no, if there are issues concerning that particular teacher, so it should be settled first within the department. And if the problem actually progresses, then that's the time we may refer that to the higher authority or to the principal already. Okay, so section 7. A teacher may apply for a vacant position for which he is qualified, provided that he respects the system of selection on the basis of merit and competence, provided further that all qualified candidates are given the opportunity to be considered. So if you are qualified, if you think that you are qualified, you may actually apply for the vacant position. But it does not give you actually the assurance of being selected right away. You have to respect the system of selection and the decision of the higher authorities. Okay? So, si Tamira man kita, let's say for example, if there will be a vacant position, especially higher position, if you think that you are qualified, then you may proceed. Okay, you may actually apply. For as long as you have all the documents, for as long as you have all the credentials, then no problem. Hindi kaya kalkere kita chenely position na para man-apply ka bar. Tabus ka kita manera, buska mga certificates or prestela mga certificates from our co-teachers, which is very, very unethical. Just like, for example, in my case, no, it took me 3 years or even 4 years to prepare all my papers before having this, before you have Chene or before I was actually promoted to master teacher. In fact, before I transferred to City High, I even told myself na dapat graduayo or kabayo LDMio master's degree. Why? Because sabi iyo kay mucho mga teachers na City High bien mga qualified. So kumbaga, el competition is very, very stiff. Okay? So, igual lang sa before kita ando na gera, dapat ready kita todo. Okay? Talyal armas, talyal agua, talyal comida, and so on and so forth. So, same thing when we are actually applying for a position na dapat ready todo. Hindi akil si Talil, si Chenia, can ay man-retire, that's the time palang kita tamo BLD aton papel. So in my case kasi no, like I said kanina na chenele plano. I have my plans talaga for myself, for my future. Abay, kero kita master teacher. Okay? That's precisely why I really exerted effort. So first, I was able to have my master's degree and then later on proceed to doctoral degree. And then aside from that, when I started my first year of teaching Alina na City High, el cose hace una is the sim. Okay? Kasi sabi yo, el sim medyo difícil ele. Kasi you need to conduct that sim to your students. Okay, I mean, you have to use that sim rather. You need to use that sim to your students. Kasi uno yan sila dapat mira kay kaya usagat LCM with approval, of course, of our principal or the department head and plus the supervisor. And then aside from the sim, I work on the different articles. And then from the articles, another year, ya trabaho na action research, and then from the action research, community outreach program. Although community outreach program kasi di na di amon community party ayo. So every year kasi yung mga activities. So parang okay lang ele. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is, no, si kere man kita man promote, dapat todo ele planchaw. Hindi akelya ka balang kita presta or ya kere kita ay anday still kay kere kay kere man promote dapat kelgat yung assisi diretso. Now remember, like for example, LD Atom Action Research, hindi sila basta-basta man approve LD Division Office. It will take time kasi syempre tama mira pa sila si okay ba or whatsoever. Okay? So that's it. Akala ni kere man share. Okay, so I think I am done with my talk. So this time, I will be presenting to you a situation, and then all you need to do is to answer the questions, okay? So the situation here says that Gabi is a newly hired public school teacher that is full of potential. Yet, aside from being a teacher, he also had other dreams. One day, an opportunity knocked on his door, which is a greener pasture. Yet, it was a profession that is totally different from teaching. Torn between his employment and an exquisite opportunity, he then decides to leave his post as a teacher without informing important authorities. So the questions, okay? So you have your questions here. Do you honestly think that what he has done is right? And if you are in that situation, what should you do? Okay, so Ma'am Fasi, can we have someone from the participants to please, for those who would like to answer, so maybe we can actually call one or two teachers to share their answer or responses. Mama De, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
So can we
I
have
think,
two?
yes, sir. I can see Ma'am Miraluna's raising her hand.
Okay, Ma'am
Ma'am Miraluna.
Miraluna. Ma'am Miraluna, are you there? Maybe we could just have two or one or two teachers to answer this in a situation, no? You may answer directly the questions, Ma'am Miraluna.
For answering that question, I'm raising my hands because I have some question regarding of the code of ethics.
Yes, ma'am. I will entertain the question after this one.
Okay, later.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am Sa, please.
Yes, I cannot see teacher raising their hand, sir. Let's look. Let's find it.
We will have first these activities, and
yes.
then we will have the open forum.
Yes, sir. I think Ma'am Hofdal is raising her hand, but
Ma'am Jenny, please, Ma'am Jenny Bivdunke.
Okay, please
key
in the raise hand icon, ma'am, so you will be notified or you will be identified. Please key in the raise hand icon on the reaction part there.
Hello.
Yes, Ma'am Jen.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes,
Ma'am Jenny, you're audible. Loud and clear,
okay,
ma'am.
Everyone, no, every one of us has the right to leave the service if opportunity comes in, diba?
Yes.
Kasi we always look forward for a greener pasture. However, if we are to leave the position or the agency, no, we should see to it that before we leave, everything is planchado. Akal
Yes,
ba,
ma'am, that's
you
correct.
noy to kosa deha problema ko na teacher na llama pa contigo. Hala, on dia este, no? So, it is really the, akal ba, I mean, el gente kasi na tiene cosa a sense of responsibility no matter where he goes, if even for, say for example, he went for a leave of absence lang, pero talagad kel essence na if you are in the shoes of that person, how will you feel if they have to bitay todo? So
Correct.
it is
You're
really
absolutely correct, ma'am.
important. No, it is really important that we have to do our part. Para siya sali kita, the people who, or the person who took over will always say something good to us. We become an example. Okay,
Yes,
Ambassador
you
Rodel,
are
thank
right,
you.
Ma'am Jen. So what Gabby did was obviously wrong, no? He actually violated the Article 5, Section 3 of the Code of Ethics. And it is actually unethical to leave your post without, of course, informing the authorities, or if there is no proper endorsement of documents, the endorsement of documents to the to our heads or to higher authorities. Okay, so first and foremost, no, if I am actually in that situation, first I have to inform my of course my school head on this opportunity, and then second, I will proceed with my clearance, and then after that, then that's the time I will actually endorse the important documents to my successors or even to the school authorities. Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Jen. Okay, so let's have another slide here, another
Yes.
activity. I'm in question. Wait.
Yes, sir. Sir Rodel. Ma'am Hofdal is raising her hand, sir.
We will, is that a question, ma'am?
Ma'am Hofdal, please unmute your mic.
It's an answer to your first question.
Okay,
sir.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, about Gabi. So
Yes,
Gabi, as a new teacher, and has the opportunity, the second opportunity comes for greener pasture. He
Yes.
decided to leave. That is his own, for him, that is okay personally, because we are just human. We want to have greener pasture. But at the what he had done is very unethical when he left his post without informing. So there is no proper code of ethics in there.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
Okay,
so
yan lang,
much,
sir.
ma'am. Thank you
Mhm.
so much. Okay, so let's proceed now with the next activity.
Okay, Mama Fel.
Oh,
Later, Mama Fel. Okay, sir. Proceed, sir.
okay, so this time we will have a statement, being at peace and totally contented of one's bachelor's degree. So the question, are you contented of having just a diploma of your baccalaureate degrees and does not plan of attending and participating of any continuing professional education? So can we have again one or two participants? Anybody?
Okay. Okay, let's call Mama Fel. Yes, Mama Fel. Please unmute your mic, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Okay, I
Ma'am?
will answer first. The first question is raining. The first, yung kanina, sir,
Yes,
is
ma'am.
if you're referring to a private school? Because in
Oh.
private school, if the teacher wants to...
Public school, ma'am.
From public school.
Yes.
Because if it is in private school, he signed a contract, so he cannot just leave the
Yes.
school,
There will be a breach of
and the
contract.
DepEd will not allow him leaving the students.
Yes, that's
taught
true,
in
ma'am. That's
the-
for
Yes.
private school, I
Yes.
think.
Oo.
You're
Parang
right.
may contract. Review of
Yes, breach of
contract.
contract.
And the the next one, what is the next question, sir? That we should continue. The next question, sir? Oh,
It says
that's
your
only
mom
answer
being
one?
at peace and totally contented of one's bachelor's degree. So are you contented of having just a
No, because
diploma?
education is continue process, and so we continue. As teachers, we continue learning. We learn many things. That's why we're taking our postgrad, the master's degree, and the postgraduate, the doctorate.
Yes,
Because that
that's
will help us
very true,
grow
mom.
as
Yes.
we need it.
So in other words, what we're trying to point out is we
Yes,
should seek for
education.
continued professional growth for the best
Yes.
of our learners. Okay, for the
Yes.
best of our learners
Because there's
and the
saying,
community, of course, we
sir,
serve.
that education
Okay.
from birth to grade.
Yes.
Kung mamatay
Thank you,
tayo,
ma'am.
continue learning. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so let's have the final question. Based from the discussion I have made, since I actually emphasized more on Article 3, 4, and 5, what do you think are actually the expected ethical attributes of a professional teacher? Okay, so again, based from the discussion I've made, what are the expected ethical attributes of a professional teacher? Anybody?
Yes, anyone? Please key
Anyone?
in the raise hand. Yes, please key in the raise hand icon there if you want to speak up.
Anybody from the participants?
Ah,
Participants, rather.
mhm. I cannot see anyone raising their hands or Rodel.
Okay, so let me give this ethical attributes of a professional teacher. Okay, okay lang, ma'am. Okay, so these are actually the ethical attributes of a professional teacher based on the discussions that I have made. Okay, number one is, as teacher, we have to be an excellent facilitator. So that is actually articulated in Article 3, Section 1. And then number two, teachers also must be a strong leader. Okay, we have to be a strong leader. So that refers to Article 3, Section 2 and 5. And then number three, as teachers, we have to behave and act with honor and dignity at all times. Okay, so that refers to Article 3, Section 3. Number four, respect of cultural diversity and beliefs, Article 3, Section 4 and 8. We should also, number five, assist teaching as a noble profession. That is Article 4, Section 2 and 3. And then we should also seek for professional growth. That refers to Article 4, Section 2, 3, and Article 5 of Section 1. And then number seven, as teachers, we have to be honest at all times. Now, the question regarding honesty, okay? Are we honest enough? Are we honest enough, especially in filling up our DTR? Kasi I observe that some teachers, mga teachers, maskin absent sila 2 or even 3 or even 1 week, taman fill up sila syempre, LDILA, DTR. Okay? So that's one thing. We have to question ourselves, no? Honest ba kita kung sa kita taase? Are we honest enough, especially in filling up our DTR? Okay? Si for example man, late lang, so siguro medyo okay. Kasi syempre, diaton department heads, no, mga department heads diaton, taman consider sa sila kanaton kay per sa pandemic ara, so okay lang maskin late. Pero si akal tamen pirmi kita taman absent kita for 2 days, 3 days, or even 1 week, taman fill up pa kita. So dapat we have to think of that. No, we have to think of our action. We have to think of what we are actually doing. Okay? We try to reflect lang kayo. Try to reflect. Okay? Try to reflect si okay bakal po sa kita taas eh. Unless for example, tapi di kita permiso kuno di aton department head kabayan allow ele ka naton, so okay lang. Okay? Another thing, honest ba kita si taman submit kita el mga di aton mga reports to our department heads? Like for example, kasi lang simple lang, el asida del MPS. El MPS ba kita man submit kita na di aton department heads accurate ele based ele from the results of our summative test, or akal sa diretso lang kita anda sa di aton MPS without computing, without even seeing at the class record para mang-compute el MPS. So these are maybe these are simple things, and yet medyo ano ka nato no, parang sometimes tabla sila medyo pwede ka naton tupat siya the best kay syempre hente lang teacher lang kita, so siya the best nag-commit kita, specialmente sa Akeltapedia ka nato mga reports paspasan pues paspasan ng tamed el asida del mga ano. Another thing is they talking about honesty. Are we honest enough in giving grades to our students? Or akal taman based lang kita LD aton grades from the checklist lang? Or are we really checking el mga answer sheets del mga bata? Unless si el mga answer sheets or chene mga modules na provided el mga abla sila mga answers. So siguro pwede kita as a checklist basis. But take note, chene alya ng mga activities, hindi ele taman included alya na answer key. So these are just questions no, tapigunta hindi tabla kay todo kita mga maestra sa sina, pero who knows, baka chene ka naton, sabi lang yung si chene. Okay, so another thing is respect to authority. Okay. So we have our department heads, we have our principal. So mas kinabla sila no kere man kita kunila. Kunya kita bla no kere kita kay sobra ka de bien stricto. But whether we like it or not, sila syempre el aton department head. So we have to respect. Okay? So we really have to respect our department head. So siya chene man mga issues na nuay assessment intindihan, so dapat in as much as possible dapat kita man kwento, not exactly na pidi sorry, pero siguro si talaga man settle kunel no mga issues. Si talaga man settle kunel issues kasi like I said, sila pa rin el aton department head. Masking ko sa kita ase, masking baliskat patuat, they will always be our superior. Okay? Ay subordinate lang kita. Chenebes, check ka natin siguro ta in Chile, manada mga reports. Well, that is their function. That is their duties and responsibilities. So whether we like it or not, sisita kita sige. Kasi chene lang tamen sila kung kien ta sige, or chene lang tamen kung nila kien ta dale ese mga orders na dapat man-accomplish ka sila for that day. I am not actually saying this because I'm a perfect teacher. No. And start lang pa yung LDME career, but I am willing to learn and be like those icons that we have in our school. Actually, then mucho ita man idolized ali na di aton eskwela. Then isisita man mention, sabi sila si ken mga icons ali. Okay, another thing is respect to intellectual property. So that refers to Article 5, Section 2. Number 10, respect to colleagues and confidentiality. That refers to Article 5, Section 4. Okay, so I think this time I have to give you the short reflection, okay? So for your output, I want you to work on this. Just answer the question. By the way, for the reflection, maybe we will just have one reflection per department. Okay, one reflection paper per department. Maskin one paragraph lang okay, for as long as channel output. Okay, so you need to answer this question after relearning the salient points of the Code of Ethics for professional teachers. What significant realizations did you get, and how will you apply this in performing your duties and responsibilities to your students and to the community as a whole? Okay, so again, that will be actually your output. Okay, by the way, I would just like to give this, I don't know, the answers for the pre-test that we had a while ago. So you have here the answers. Number 1, that's letter C. Number 2, letter A. Number 3, letter D. Number 4, letter B. And number 5, letter C. Okay, so before we will have our open forum, I would like to leave this quote of Carrie's talks. It says here that ethics or simple honesty is the building block upon which our whole society is based. So that means the ethical principles of man dictate the future of the society. So as teachers, we are the jewels of our society. We hold the power to uphold these ethical principles by influencing the youth, the parents, policymakers, and the community as a whole in building a better future for everyone. So with this, I would like to say thank you so much for your participation. So I think this time I'm ready for the open forum.
Thank you,
Ma'am
Sir
Fassi?
Rodel. Yes, sir. Thank you, Sir Rodel, for that. It's indeed a great reminder for us all teachers. Okay. It's a great reminder. I'm not exempted. And I think
Yes,
maybe
ako rin ma'am. Sabi ko yan yung mga lapses namin, mga ano.
yes. Okay, the room is now open for is now,
Yan, discuss lang yung ma'am
forum.
si Kosa, Chene at Tinano.
Okay.
Ma'am, Chene can pregunta.
Nakamute ang
Sir.
host.
Yes, sir.
Sir Augustus,
Yes, sir.
hello.
Yes, sir. Ma'am Miraluna is very ready. Yes.
Yes, Ma'am Miraluna, I'm ready with your question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
My question is regarding on Article 3, Section 3, illicit affair.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I like
Okay.
it.
My question is, how come there are teachers whose dignity is at stake because they practice illicit affair and yet they are not given any actions or memo in this practice just to be ignored?
Okay.
So what will be your duty now because you have discussed about the code of ethics?
Ay, okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that wonderful question. Okay, so first and foremost, ma'am, I would like to inform you that I am just actually the speaker. I am actually out. I mean, that is no longer my duty and responsibility to give sanction of those teachers who have that illicit affair with, it's either with a student or even with the teacher. In fact, that's already their personal life. And if ever there will be, I think we have to address that issue to our principal already or to the guidance office. Sorry for that. Parang personal kasi, parang touchin yung miedo mong kwento mga sila. Pero I am not the right person to really answer that question. Para makamiedo, Ele.
Sir Rodel, just...
Tiene pa ba otro question? Ma'am Miraluna, dahil makamiedo man sila yung question? Kaya sumi, Ma'am Miraluna.
Sir, my question pa ako isa, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Regarding sa Article section, Article 5
Ma'am,
section.
klaro talaga, ma'am. Lawyer kayo, ma'am, no?
Article 5
My background there is alone.
section 2, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So what will be the sanction if ever those teacher applying for the promotion and then submitted their certificate which is
Papers.
hindi sa kanila. So paano ang ano nun, sir?
Okay. Actually, ma'am, as far as I know, no, before kasi taman submit kita kunel mga papers di ato na division office, tapasa-pasa na office di aton. So with that, I think the person who can actually testify whether real ele or hindi, L department head di aton. So I think that's the responsibility of the department heads to go over with all those documents before pasa para at least si legaman alya na division office hindi tamen man huya LD aton school kaya mga papers kaya pasalya fake ele. Pero I doubt also ma'am si Chene ba kintaman complain an sina? Chene ba?
Matakot.
Ay, matakot. Ganun po ba ma'am? Siyempre parang siyempre siguro no kay naon lugar lang kita so siguro no tamen siguro king kere as ansina para no tamen grande skandalo. Yes, tiyan pa mga question. Dota sumya mga chicken na mga questions.
Yes, sir.
Matemora
Mr.
kumigo sa
Rodel,
bira.
Ma'am Esther Covarrubias wants to
Actually, si miedo ko Ma'am Esther. Yes, Ma'am Esther.
yes, raise question
Oy,
or clarification.
Sir Rodel.
Yes,
Good
ma'am,
afternoon.
lumasag kelo ha kay bakit temora
I
buyong yun na
know,
question.
it's just a comment. It's just a comment on
Okay, thank you so much. I love you, ma'am.
Husin's question to you. Personally to me, I think this is legal. You cannot just, it's very difficult to prove illicit affairs.
Yes,
I mean,
that's true.
it's very difficult. So you have to have a lot of evidences. And then the concerned parties, sometimes they are not even, they are not concerned about whether the husband has somebody else, has third party, or the wife is a third party. It's beyond our control. So unless somebody has to report it with concrete evidence, then report it to the authority, then I think the case can be solved. But as is, it will just become a hearsay. It will just become chismis. It will just become talk of juicy
Marites.
story. So as professionals, sometimes as you said, Mr. Rodel, it's very personal. We will not be involved in such matters.
Correct. That's very, very
Ethics
true,
kami
ma'am.
ethics kami as teachers. We should
teachers,
not be
that's
involved
true.
in other people's affairs, especially if it is personal. Okay. Amo lang kay
Yeah.
Ma'am Luna, my comment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Esther.
Thank you very much. Sir Rodel, Ma'am Mariluz Molina wants to talk.
Yes, Ma'am Mariluz.
Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Sir Rodel,
classmate.
first and foremost, congratulations. I'm proud of
Thank
you.
you. Actually, this is my
Okay.
first time.
Very good. You did well. Now, my question is, are there teachers who were called upon by their behavior in TikTok?
TikTok, so far, Ma'am,
Yes.
may mantamen Kenya
Were there
Mankelo.
teachers?
No, I so far.
Because there
Pero,
was...
hello, Ma'am Luz.
Yes,
What
continue.
what I was actually trying to point out there, should in case na we want to engage with TikTok, dapat we have to be responsible with what we are doing. Like for example, ablagana yun na dapat appropriate al diaton kamisa, okay? And then another thing, dapat elakal mga movements diaton, hindi ele seductive, hindi ele or hindi ele revealing, palta. Kasi in most cases kasi ara ng mga TikTok, para kita to sikat, dapat manatumilality kwerpo. So since we are all teachers and since some of us actually are doing the TikTok, so dapat we have to be responsible enough, and at the same time we have to be aware of what we are doing. Another thing is we have to know si Ken ba ang mga friends di ato na Facebook. If you think na mas mucho estudyante mga friends di ato na Facebook, the more na dapat kita sila. Be careful. Okay?
Because
Yes,
I
ma'am.
recall there was a virtual, what's this trending na what do you call that? The trending na YouTube of a
TikTok na
teacher
YouTube.
whose attention was
Ng
called
teacher, ng opera
Yes.
teacher.
boy, a
Mhm.
male teacher na doon making suggestive movements to the
Yes.
students.
Mga
So I don't know what
seductive.
happened to that case, but accordingly, the Department of Education Central Office looked into this. But what transpired, we don't know anymore. Okay. Thank you, Deng.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I guess, Ardel, we don't have any more
May mas siya mga
teacher.
questions. Kay
May
Dr.
maya,
Chinya
sir.
Maninido. May mas siya, ma'am.
May maya, sir.
Okay,
I
thank
guess
you so much,
Ma'am
ma'am.
Mira Luz Molina is the last to ask question. Now, is Ma'am Maginda raising her hand or just uploading? Yes? Yes, ma'am?
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Okay.
Sir Rodel.
Ay, sorry. For a while,
Yes,
Mama.
ma'am.
Sorry, Ma'am Nancy.
Yes.
Ma'am, after Ma'am Baginda, I think we can have Ma'am Castillo. And I guess Ma'am Castillo would be the last to ask question because the next speaker is now ready for his presentation.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon,
Yes,
everyone.
ma'am.
Sir, I would like to just ask your opinion regarding, because we are talking about ethical values.
Yes, ma'am.
What can you say about proper dress code, sir, in coming to school in concern with teachers, sir? Do you
If you're are you asking me if there is really a proper dress?
Yeah, sir. We all know that there is a proper dress code, but then there are teachers who are coming to school without practicing that.
Yeah.
Sir. So what can you say about it, sir?
Like I said, no, anante, siguro, di ilese kumbaga, di ilese personal kusabay po diabla, parang di ilese decisions, isiyansi naman sila tamuda, pero since we have this sort of ethics, I think it's about time to us to make a reflection, what's about el proper na dapat usa. So siguro, for me, no, for example, pregunta man to about kosa el proper gat kamisa. For as long as el kamisa hindi kosa lama, hindi revealing el kamisa, like aquel claro el cleavage, claro el aquel bulto or whatever. So I think kita dapat man avoid. Okay?
Yes, sir, roto, sir.
Sir, ma'am?
Mga roto. Mga rompido pantalon.
Mga roto, hindi man tamen problema about mga roto kasi na style man tamen no? For as long as el roto, ma'am, excuse me. For as long as, Ma'am Baginda, excuse me, may problema si Chida mga style ara mga roto-roto. Basta lumalang el roto talya ele na pundilyo or na mama serka. Kasi that's already unethical. Si abla to sina mga legs lang, parang okay lang man din siguro. Pero take note also no as teachers, since we are reporting na school, I think na dapat appropriate na megatel kami. Kasi eskwela makatanda kita, hindi man kita tanda na mga KCC. Unless si Chena kita tanda ng mga birthday, then that's the time si Keret usa revealing kami sa kayo, then okay lang. Okay, no kung you can man mind. But take note, we are reporting na school di aton. And mucho ka natin mga estudyante, kien ta pwede mira. So, same thing in the Facebook, no? Same thing in the Facebook as taman upload kita mga TikTok and so on and so forth, no? Always kita man expect two sides of reactions. Chene si positive, chene tamiga si negative. Do not expect always kay positive lang ka natong pimi ay dali. Always makin chene gani mas bonita ali pero chene pa syempre ta receive negative mga comments or reactions. Na what more igol ka natong mga chaka dolls, di ba? The more yagan mucho ka natong dali negative reaction. So what I'm trying to point out is dapat accountability question siguro, dapat lang at kita be careful lang tamen. Dapat sabi kita only kita taanda, like for example, the school, So, si tanda kita na school, hindi kita dapat akal mga sleeveless tanda siguro. Di ba? Am I right, ma'am? Mas kinato pwede siguro sa ano. Kasi hindi like appropriate para na school, para man sleeveless. I remember kung Sir Solon, akel, yung parang rabyaw gat ele konel nana yata kel. Kaya anda alyan na school sa module. No, ya anda alyan na school. Yan ako si anak, naka-shorts, kabar palte lang gayot. Klaro ya eldisoy ligut-ligut. Okay? Igot-igot ka rin natin. Igot-igot. Sorry. Clarel igot-igot. So dapat we have to be very careful na diato ko sa kinatausa. Kasi reflect naman kasi diaton personality as a teacher and as a person. Okay, ma'am, Baginda.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Sir Rodel, Ma'am Nancy is on the line.
Yes, Ma'am
Actually, sir,
Nancy.
good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, pinapatanong lang, this is not my question because knowing na may batas din na nagbibigay protection, especially for those mga unwed mothers, na they cannot
Yes,
be removed
ma'am.
from the service. Ano? But then there's a question. This is not my question. Pinapatanong lang, sir. Does it, does it violate the code of ethics of teachers pag ang isang
Ma'am,
teacher
excuse
ay
me, ma'am.
may
Hindi,
anak
hindi
daw
ito pwede
and
uwigat
remain
contigo, ma'am.
unmarried? Ano, sir?
Hindi ka siya pwede uwi contigo, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
Wait lang.
Wag na.
Ase patumpo ko, ma'am. Kasi hindi
Okay. Ituloy ko
kaya
ha.
na.
O, sige. Stop muna. Does it violate the ethical standard of
Okay.
a teacher if this is
Okay.
kasi not my question. Ang babae is, a teacher remains unmarried pero may anak siya. Kasi may batas din sa'yo na nagbibigay protection for
Ma'am.
unwed
And
mothers,
then?
diba?
Yes,
Does
ma'am.
it violates the right, the ethical standard of a teacher if she remains unmarried kahit may anak siya? This is not my question, pinapatanong lang, sir.
Yes, ma'am. No problem, ma'am. I will just answer that honestly din, based on my understanding. I think, ma'am, with regards to your question, I am not the right person, and even I don't have actually really the idea as to what
Okay.
answer actually to give you. Kasi parang ibang ano na siya, no? Parang ultra LL issue. So hindi na LL taman. Parang may element cover aki na code of ethics. So siguro si Chene kita kal mga legal officials alis siguro pwede kita seman
Kaya nga, sir, what I know is
magpigunta.
that they're
Sorry,
protected,
ma'am,
no?
na-
Kasi may batas, sir. There is a law that protects them
Yes,
na
ma'am.
kapag,
They have
mga
also their
unmarried.
rights, ma'am.
Mga single moms, yes,
Yes,
correct.
ma'am.
Okay. So, not naman
Yes,
siguro.
ma'am. Pero honestly, ma'am, pwede contigo man answer that, ma'am, kung nasa question. Sorry for that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Nancy. And Sir Rodel, any parting words before we end out your presentation?
Parting words. Kailangan, ma'am, just bear in mind that we teachers should strictly adhere and practice the different set of ethical, moral principles, and of course standards and values. Okay lang. And we should always be aware of what we are doing. Always think of the profession that we have as teachers. No? Okay lang. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sir Rodel, for that really wonderful words from you. I said a while ago, it's indeed a great reminder for us all teachers. Thank you very much, Sir Rodel. And now we go to the next speaker for this afternoon. And he may not have, or I should not really introduce him very well because we have known him for several years in our school. This is none other than Sir Pacifico de la Cruz, our AO4. Sir Pacifico, please take it
Good
over, sir.
afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Thank you,
sir.
ma'am. Thank you, Ma'am Madeline. Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Welcome.
Actually, I was invited in your Inset this afternoon just to, not to be a speaker, just to give updates. If ever you have
Yes.
questions, clarification, as long I know the answer, I will try to reply it. Pero as updates, as of today, good afternoon, teachers, department heads, master teachers, and everybody. Sambuanga CDI's family, no? God bless us all. So updates, as of today, no updates. When it comes to benefits, as of 2021 loyalty, we already paid. But for those who have not included in the loyalty pay for last year, you just have to come to my office for updates because I am also preparing loyalty pay for this quarter, for this first quarter. And if ever those teachers who are qualified but I did not include them in last year's loyalty pay, they can come to the office so that I may verify from my master list so that I can include them in this coming quarter payment of loyalty. Okay. Then when it comes to step increment, I believe this week only, I have signed payrolls for salary differential for those teachers who have been promoted, declassified, and I believe our accounting office, headed by Mr. Rute, have processed it already. No? But again, for those who are entitled for step increment differential, then did not receive any, you can approach me so that we can make some verification. The office is open to for everybody. As long as I am here, I will entertain such issues and concern for teachers, especially benefits. When it comes to our third tranche, salary increase, third tranche, we are already on the process of preparing the notice of salary adjustment. If there will be already a go signal that we will integrate it this February, so we will try our very best to integrate the third tranche salary adjustment. As long instruction will be given earlier, coming from the region, so that we can make some adjustment in our payroll system. Next, I have attended just this morning, presenting our principal with the meeting held by the LRMDS headed by Dr. Koime, Ma'am Aida Koime. And I would like to disseminate the agenda we have discussed there. Mama Koime discussed to us during the meeting. And it is very important also for the teachers as well for the department heads to know it. So one of the agenda or topic we have discussed is about our SLRC coordinator, the School Learning Resource Center coordinator. Okay. According to Ma'am Koime, for every school, kung pwede, dapat mayroon tayo separate school learning resource center coordinator, school librarian, at saka property custodian, wherein I believe we have that in our school. But regarding the function, kasi my function and my responsibility and school learning resource center coordinator. So I have to discuss first with with our principal, to whom this position, to whom this designation will be given. Okay. And the function of the school learning resource coordinator is to monitor to monitor the correct and proper utilization of materials and equipment given to the school in general, okay? In all learning areas. So then the SLRC coordinator should also function as parang property custodian in the sense that she or he will make some inventories quarterly when it comes to the usage of the equipment given to us in all learning areas. Okay? So, grande gat LD aton eskwela, no? So, LD mio suggestion for now to all department heads to come up kung pwede man-designate ustedes school learning coordinator in your department. Kasi LL keda in charge later on. Kabar, man-report le todo mga report na debe ni Sita L Division through our school learning resources center coordinator that will be designated by our principal. Kasi medyo tormento, no? Like for example, yung equipment, like for example, science, they have their laboratory. So, debe cheneta na school coordinator, learning resource coordinator, para sa mga inventory, todo equipment. Hindi lang si uno, man-monitor pala si Ken tausa. Quando tausa ko na mga equipment, kasi no pwede kita sa report kay Noy Ken tausa ko na mga equipment di aton. Like for example, ala na TLE, kaya sila mga laboratory tamen, no? With their coordinator. So, debe, kaya kita logbook. So, amukal ara usa, and it is form part of our school OPCRF of our school head. So talya se entraw. So tabla lang yung arriba con ustedes cosa hace el SLRC para queda puertel de ato SLRC coordinator debe chenetang kita man-designate coordinator na di aton mismo department na all learning areas. Then later we will have to meet. So akilal di amo yan discuss alya kasi manada sila uyi reports kasi hindi tausa daw el equipment. So, issue lang kel otro. No? So, amo kel yan discuss kami anante, pero manada pa, pero it should be discussed with the principal. So, riba-riba lang step. Okay. Then, when it comes to our, kaya man discuss kung ustedes regarding el mga reclassification, especialmente el dakelo na master teacher. I hope si Keneman sen discuss arriba-riba lang yung ase. So can I ask na man-share kasi para si taasi kita reclass master teacher or akel tabla sila kene kita mga vacancy natural vacancy master teacher ko sa mga debe man submit document pati kay modo kita man submit hindi lang man submit kabar hindi le organize pa sa tormento man evaluate el papers ti aton. No? According to this, please remember that when it comes to head teacher, master teacher, whether it is natural or reclassification, the last evaluation or its finalization for its ranking and evaluation will be done in the division office by the HRMPSB. So basta master teacher and head teacher, principal. Pero when it comes to teacher 2, teacher 3, school level lang ang ranking. School level lang ang ranking. Pero when it comes to head teacher, pati master teacher, L school will just facilitate the submission of those applicant to the secretariat of the HRMPSB of the division office. So the final say HRMPSB whether disqualified or qualified. So when it comes to appointment, it is the prerogative of the appointing authority to appoint an applicant listed in the short list. Okay? So HRMPSB will be there as parang we will just gathered all the necessary documents, giving of points, but for the appointment, for appointment of a certain applicant to a certain natural vacancy, it is the prerogative and the power of the superintendent. Okay? So, para dala yung mira con ustedes cosa debe prepara, kay kene besta prepara kita mga diaton application for master theory classification, for natural vacancy, ben sobrang manada, kapag hindi naman nisita kal todo, no? Na sobrang manada, takeda kita anway points. So, debe, sabi kita, kosa-kosa ang mga nisita, kosa-kosa mga MOBs nisita when you are applying for master teacher reclassification or natural vacancy. Na reclassification, depende sa na number of teachers inventory in a learning area. Si reclassification. When it comes to natural vacancy, na ranking gatkel. So, nisita papel gayon. Kaya kita kalaban. Okay? Wala na reclassification, kaya pa rin kalaban. Kasi by learning area scale. Okay? Rato lang ha, man-open lang. Pwede, Amira? Pwede, Oses Mira?
Yes, sir. It's clear. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Actually, este reclassification self-assessment tool, actually, may pasiman launch, no? It will be evaluated by the HIPSB. Pero para for discussion purposes or para dala lang kuno po ko the information, ya sila yung sasali, no? Pwede naman te usa. Okay? So for example, no, na un department, for example, TLE, yun bakante ara. So kasi si Sir Miro yan resign yaman, no? Yan retired ya. So yan po siya el secretariat del HIMPSB, el last submission del January 28, I think. January 28 yan submit. So aquí kumiyali ba los demás el mga Kenyan apply master teacher. So tanda sila kumigo. So supposed to be el way of submitting an application debe como chenya baga tutak by category, no? Kasi el diaton ara ranking na master teacher no ma-involve el performance rating. El performance rating is part ya lang del QS qualification standard. Si mira ustedes qualification standard del master teacher 1, como usted yan sample yo ese si Mr. Pacifico de la Cruz, teacher 1 position, that 1 district, Zamboanga City High School, Maynard School, and apply le for natural vacancy. So debe MT1L position, eligibility permanently, bachelor's degree, then very satisfactory for 3 consecutive years, at least 3 years permanent teacher. So teacher 1 yo 5 años. So qualified ya yo SLQS. So si mira ustedes el performance rating na QS lang le. Then nale entrao and then nale involved na giving of points, hindi igual antes. No? So todo si qualified says, so qualified le to be ranked. So si qualified le to be ranked, she will be notified or he will be notified by the Secretariat of the HIMPSB Division Office. Yama si Kunele, abla ma'am, qualified to, so debe man attend to el diaton, orientation, el diaton, interview, pati el exam. Okay? Orientation, exam, interview. Ablase, el Secretariat sa del Division. So, el school level mga kami, may mga kami labot ali, mga personnel. Kailan to labot si member to del HRMPSB. Wherein, fortunately, member yo del HRMPSB. Fortunately. So, at least some of the mga guidelines sila aware yo. So, sometimes si Chene sa taablay daan si qualified o hindi qualified. Numaya man na si taanda kumigo pidi advice, yo mismo tadali yung advice, ma'am, numaya tuman apply kay DQ lang. Okay? So then dali yung advice kay modo ase ko sa. Okay, si qualified naman, so estel debe prepara. Diba yan kita bali 8 categories. From man-start kita na curriculum or instructional materials. So essay is 20 points. So debe ang sinal presentation na dito yung dakelo na mga documents. So asi gato ko mo label. Man label gato. So si alyan na 20 points na curriculum instruction material, chenet 3, actually 4. No, 4 na pwede tuman achieve 20 points. The first is instructional materials. Second, effective teaching. Then SIM, simplification of work. And last, income generating. Todo se 4, tiene se mga MOBs, si kaya tumalachip. Maskin uno lang ali pwede tumalachip el MOBs, tiene to 20 points. Okay. For example, na curriculum instruction materials, there are 6 MOBs ni si Tatuman dal present. Kaya na dito yung profile. The first one, copy of the approved proposal. Diba? Signed by the school head, PSDS, and SDS. Okay. Then copy of the IMs, SL next. Then result of the validation of the IM. Number 4, copy of the certification of school head. No? Copy of the certificate of school head and teachers who adopted the IMs. Then number 5, certificate of recognition from the supervisor of the learning areas. Then last, terminal report. So there are 6. Uno lang tuno may alya, no may 2 points. So uno lang akinuway, no may points. Automatic 0. Okay? Automatic 0 say. So akin na effective teaching. Effective teaching. So nisita to copy of the proposal of the use of TS or technical studies. Then Genesis validation. Okay, copy of the validation instrument. Then certification na OKLD2U effective teaching. There's materials. So debe chene to todo se chene to kay para chene to 20 points. Sin uno lang tuno may ali 0. Alya na sim kay manadagatan chene sim. Okay, al sim. So chene 5. 1, approval, approved proposal signed by the school head, PSDS and SDS. Number 2, copy of the work plan supporting its simplification. Number 3, certification or memorandum supporting the method of simplification. 4, terminal report. 5, certification by school head, PSDS, and collaborated by teachers. So, 5 MOBs. Si falta tuli 1, 0 yatamin. Okay? So, debe completa to se todo MOBs. Okay, na income generating, debe tiene 4 MOBs. Approved proposal, approved letter of request to conduct the income generating project, or financial statement signed by the school head or NPSDS. So no pwede lang school head, debe tiene PSDS district. So 4, 20 points. Si en tal caso no hay 1, 0. Okay. Number 2, serve as chairman. That is 12 points. So, dos klase, grade level chairman, publication chairman. So for every type of chairmanship, can have 5 MOBs. Grade level chairman, memorandum or designation as subject or grade level chairman. Number 2, certification by school head that you execute satisfactorily. 3, certificate of the collaboration of at least 5 teachers. Copy of the master program. 5, copy of the action plan. So si Chene to sa 5, 12 points. Palta 1, 9 points. Okay? Na publication tamen, debe Chene designation kay advisor 2. Then certification, satisfactory performance as advisor of the publication. Signed by the school head. Certificate of the collaboration of at least 5 teachers. Advisor 2. Copy of the publication, copy of the action plan. 12 points si Channel 5. Falta 1, 0. Okay. 3, special committee. Chairman on DepEd programs. 12 points. Or chairman on curriculum study. 12 points. So, 1 lang dakil, Chene 2. Chene tamen sa 5 MOBs. Okay? So, si Palta tuli 1, later, no, dali ala nyo sa kopya ng Dostoevsky Department Head. Para ang Department Head dali ko no sa kopya. No? So, si Palta lang kita ki 1 na MOBs. Si tan evaluate HRMPSB, automatic sa 0. Palta 1, may terminal report, 0. Chene terminal report, pero no certificate of collaboration, 0. Okay. Same with this chairman on curriculum study. So tan importante ang mga MOBs, no. So in the Arab tamira lang certificate antes kasi kita ranking chene lang certification 12 points. Aran din na. Tamira kat sila sa 1-1. Okay? As a number 4, initiated research study. Kene 3 klase. Basics research, action research, feasibility. So ese 3, kene 3 MOBs for each, no? Category o miras redes. Nam akina basic research, debe kene to copy of the certificate of the approved proposal from the SDS. Then copy of the certificate of completion from the SDS. Copy of the completed research output. SNEC, no? So si Chene say 12 points. Number 5, community project with another agency. With another agency. Antes, Estel manada we are discussing this, no? Kasi manada say, tasi kita mga outreach program na school, akilang kanaton. Kabar tapidi kita sa akilang, no? Sa tabla, the otro agency, for example, DSWD, Chinesa project. Yan tap sila kanaton aki. They coordinated with our principal. It is now the principal who will designate the coordinator with that special project of that particular agency. Por eso tabla ki, bisita kita Chene, copy of the designation from the school principal. Kasi del otro, tasi kita kan ma-outreach ng mga barangay, no? Tasi ka naton certification at barangay captain. Pero hindi aware el yaton school head. So hindi kal pwede. Debe aware el school head kung sa kita tasi mga project afuera del school na coordinated with other agency. Por eso, Chene katalitabla, copy of the designation, meaning aware el school principal, kaya designate me kuntigo for that project. Okay? Hindi lang pwede abla kay al barangay chairman lang ya dali. Okay? Then copy of the proposal, approved proposal for 2 years. May mga 1 year, 2 years gayon. Then copy of the certificate of project of completion of project from the partner agency. So this time it's either el barangay dali ka ng certification or DSWD director dali certificate kayang complete kita el project. Then last, terminal report. So out of 4, kene 2, 3, 0. Debe gat sili 4 by 4. 4 of 4. Para kene 12 points. Diba? Okay. Number 6, in-service training. Okay. In-service training, akal se hindi se abla inset aki di ato nara. Okay? Kasi kita inset, in-service training. Se akal yan attend yan dali contigo order el principal man attend to el training of trainers. Okay? Then after attending that training of trainers, ase to ara proposal naman train to akina dito school. So amo katalya ma in service, organized in service training. Diba? So hindi se basta-basta kailan to as a training. Debe kene relasyon si kada ba to part de un training activity kabar yan akal tabla sa re-eco yan eco to seki or yan organized to para man train akina school. Por eso nisita se copy of the decision letter from the school principal, copy of the approved training proposal from SDS, ASDS, verse el training proposal SDS palman approved or ASDS. Then copy of the certificate collaborated with 5 teachers, then terminal report. So 12 points. So debe el presentation dos tres document ansina. Ansina el presentation talya batamiran na natadura man verify arrange siya according to MOBs. Then number 7, meritorious achievement. So akin na meritorious achievement kani winning coach, akel Boy Scout coordinator. So kene si aki part sa del meritorious achievement. No ay ki outstanding no ay outstanding teacher este ki na meritorious. Mamucho siya kal mga contest, winner na contest, academic. Okay. Then si Boy Scout coordinator to debe kene gat to designation coordinator to. Para pwede to saka 10 points. Okay? Pinakalto ki 10 points man. Pero kene pa rin sa level ali, kene regional level, division level. So, kene kal mga points. I think school level is 3 points. Then division level 5 points, 7 points at regional, 10 points at national. Then na authorship, no? Aki na authorship kasi dal otro si ampat kita todo di aton mga capslet. El capslet itya kita kina instructional materials. Actually, yung credit aki, yung credit kunele, aki na authorship. So si writer to, I do not know if there is some changes, no? Si author to the capslet, automatical 10 points. Okay? Automatical 10 points. Amo katadali sila alya. Okay? So all in all, step particular 1 to 8, that's give us 100 points. Okay? Kaara, si tan-apply kita empty no, natural vacancy, manada man sila tan-apply. Si todo says 100 points, so 100 points. Todo says 100 gayon. Now, it is now the power of the SDS to appoint from among the shortlist. Si Chene 5, 100 points siya saka, na Eliakel, disuyakel judgment. Si Kemodole, kung le kere man appoint. Okay? El HRMPSB is out of the question niya na appointment. May makitalabot alya. So the El HRMPSB is just giving points, arranged, make the shortlist, and submit it to the SDS. That is for MT MT, a teacher. Pero teacher 3, teacher 2, school level lang. So akala nyo kaya sab, no? Dali state na dos mga department heads para pwede os PD para mas kinuay man kita ranking, nuay man kita kiko sa pamanri class, at least ta pwede os prepara dos paper according to the akel mga 8 category na 10 points. Okay? Akala nyo kere man share con ustedes. Todo se taginda basta head teacher master todo se taginda na division HRMPSB. Sila sa ELT man evaluate, sila man rank. Sila man-interview, then submit. Okay lang. Okay lang yung kay-remind share ko no stay for now. So, thank you. Thank you for the time. So, si Cheno's query, Cheno's question, I'm ready to listen and try to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Big Boy, for that very clarified updates to us, teachers, and those who are very interested to apply for MT. Okay, what did you say? It's really madugo. Okay, the room is open for an open forum. Anyone wants to raise question? Yes, Sir Basilio again. And after Sir Basilio, we have Sir Edric Curato. Okay, sir. Please unmute your mic, sir. First, Sir Basilio, then Sir Edric.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. This is Ricky Basitas. I just want to ask a question about do you think that following the guidelines of the requirements that you mentioned earlier, do you think they will took it seriously if we're going to apply for MT1? Will they took it seriously in the division office? Because in my experience before, I just applied for teacher 3 and I was ranked number 2. And later, when it goes to the division office, they did not even call me up for interview to validate my documents. So how reliable is that there? That they are really following the requirements of MT1.
Okay. So when it comes to teacher 2, teacher 3, when we make our ranking in the school level, we inform the applicants that the school level ranking is not yet final. Whether if you will rank number 1, 2, 3 during the school level ranking, it may vary later if the division will make the final evaluation. So if the final evaluation was made by the division office, there's some changes. I also agree with you, Mr. Basilio, no? Maybe tama ka na sana tinawagan ang mga applicant if there is some changes in the ranking made by the school, okay, compared to their evaluation. But nevertheless, I question that also, Mr. Basilio, regarding that one. Sana you told us about the changes so that we can also inform the teachers. Actually, I raised that question with Ma'am Dulce, especially yun the case of Mr. Basilio. So I think it was already noted by the HRMPSB chairman, Mr. J. Monte Alto. By this time, kung may mga changes ginawa ng division evaluator, they have to inform the school regarding that one so that we can act on it also. We can question bakit para at least may justice. Yun lang ang pwede sabihin ko ngayon, sir, for the meantime. But I raised that question. But you have...
Sir, so if that
Yes.
is the case, my suggestion, in the school, the evaluators should only validate the documents. They should not rank the teachers. And pause.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
But because in last
No, sir.
year, they
No, sir.
ranked my name number 2 and they posted the bulletin board, which is I thought I was within the 7 items. So they should not do that because if we are teachers. If we list the names of students who are in the honor roll, we are really confirmed that these students are really in the honor roll. So we are not like during the graduation time and yet the students are already walking and you will say they are upstairs, they were awarded, and later you would ask to go back, to go down on the stage and ask them, that is not your place, you should be in the 3rd place, like that. So it's really devastating. It really caused a mental illness to the teachers. So my suggestion, wala na sanang screening dyan sa school. Kung meron man pala HSNP. So dapat yan, i-evaluate lang, validate lang yung mga evaluators ang mga credentials namin and then forward it to the division office. Parang pangit man talaga yung sistema.
Correct, sir. Correct kayo, sir, in your own way. Correct kayo. Pero ang sinasabi ko is that when we make the evaluation and ranking, sir, sinabi ko sa inyo na mag-evaluate yun uli. Diba? Sinabi ko sa hindi yan final. Kung hindi ko sinabi sa inyo na hindi yun final, may problema ang ranking selection committee dito sa school. But we inform you that this is not yet final. We inform na hindi to final. May final evaluation pa ang division office. So klaro yon. If we have not informed you in the first time when we make the ranking, so may kasalanan kami doon. Pero we inform you, hindi pa yan, sir. Hindi yan final. Hindi yun final. Yun ang sabi ko, hindi yun final.
They're consistent pa. Even I will follow the requirements for MT1 this time. Still, confusing pa din yan.
Oh, yun sa master teacher, sir, no? Sa master teacher, sir. Sir.
Not be, yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sa master teacher. Kasi iba yung teacher 2, teacher 3. All master teachers, sir, whether natural or reclassification, walang ginaganap ranking dito sa school level. Lahat yon doon sa division level. It will be done by the HRMPSB and the Division Selection Committee. Yung Division Selection Committee is headed by the CID chair, Dr. Mangaser. Kasi reclassification yon. But for the natural vacancy, it is the HRMPSB who will do the evaluation. And 100%, I can guarantee you, sir, if ever you will put all the MOBs in your application, we will notice that. We will evaluate accordingly. Pero sinasabi ko, kung kulang lang isa, zero yan. 100%. Zero yan. 100%. I can assure to you. When it comes to MT, we are very much strict on the evaluation of the papers. That's why sinasabi ko, when we arrange our profile for the master teacher natural vacancy, dapat ilagay natin according dito na nandoon na talaga ang MOBs para walang problema. Yun. Pero when it comes to teacher 2, teacher 3, sige sir, when it comes to teacher 2, teacher, I disagree with you because we inform all the applicants for that teacher 2, teacher 3. But the same, my suggestion, I can bring it up, yung suggestion for now. Pero what happened during our ranking, the ranking committee in the school level announced and informed all applicants that this is not yet final.
Pero actually, sir, I have one person who is my close friend in the division office and is one of the committee. According to her, there is a conference after, but it did not mention my name. That was, I was clarified then.
Ano? Kemodo sir?
I have one close friend from the committee, HMMPSP. Accordingly, they have a conference. You have a conference. All of you there, but you did not help me to. You did not mention my name during the said validation.
Actually, sir, when we have the meeting with the, I question Ma'am Dulce, the secretariat, regarding the changes. What happened? Kasi based yung sinasabi yung member ng HRMP, hindi mo sila ma-question, sir, kasi ang school level ranking yon, sir. They do not know what happened. So the person who can just question there is ako directly to the secretariat. Anong nangyari? Bakit nag-change? Diba? Ako yun, sir. Hindi, nobody from other member can question that. Kasi school level ranking yun. So they do not know what happened. Sinabi ko, bakit nag-change? Bakit? Anong nangyari? Yun.
Anyway, it's okay, sir.
Pero
That's
sige lang
fine
sir,
with me.
actually noted man din yun sir, yung mga suggestion. You can
But
expect na I will bring that matter.
I just lost the trust in the system because actually that is my first time to apply in depth ed. It was really my first time. All I thought is
Ibalik mo daw.
they are following the standard, the qualifications of the applicant. Then yet when they rank and they then they endorse my paper in the division office, it just automatically changed.
Pati last sir, no? Last. Okay lang sir.
Final.
Pati last sir, no? Last lang clarification to everybody, no? Whether you are, as long you are in the list, no, of the short list of the qualified applicant, whether you are number 80, number 20, the HRMPSB or the school selection committee has no hand in appointing qualified applicant to a position. It is only the SDS. It is only the appointing authority who can appoint without influence from the HRMP. We do not have the recommendatory authority. We cannot recommend. HRMPSB cannot recommend. The school level ranking committee cannot recommend anybody from the short list. It is only the SDS who can appoint through his own authority. So wala pa rin. So if ever no, we are confused, no, even number 20, as long nasa shortlist siya, kung gusto ng SDS maka-appoint sa kanya, wala tayong magawa doon. Okay? Wala tayong magawa. Yun lang ang parang advice lang, no? Don't be so comfortable if you are number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Kasi it is the prerogative of the superintendent who will appoint. So, kasi lahat na sa shortlist are qualified. So sa kanya na yon. Yun lang ang parang binibigay ko lang advice, no? Para at least hindi tayo magiging komportable kung nasa top tayo kasi siya lang ang may authority to appoint. Okay lang Sir Ricky, noted kel dito yung todo. Sige lang to.
Sir, there's number 2 questions that I want to raise. Last year, I was deducted 3,000 pesos. 3,000 plus. That I do not know. I go to the auditor. Accordingly, it was from my last year. It's only school. But
3,000.
What? Yes, 3,000 plus. What I
Kosakal, sir.
really
Hindi ko sa sir 3,000 daw.
My cardinal maybe they completed it the whole year. I'm not sure. That is what I understand to the auditor before. Then I find out also our principal is not coming to school. Almost a year. That's why is it I'm a teacher 1. I go to school. I even render my during the ECQ. Sir James is calling me up to help me transport the capsule to the barangay. So it's free, but yet we really deducted 3,000. But the principal, I do not know whether she was deducted or not. But actually, she's not present from the school for almost a year, and that is really the injustices that I'm experiencing here in the high school name since I am new here.
Okay, sir, no? Chinese protocol, sir. Okay. Akil dito yung tabla 2 kay tardiness. Alien check kel dito yung time record, sir. dito yung I think si Sir J, the late Sir JB or L department head. Akin na opisina, we will just receive the report. Okay. When it comes, if you will compare it to our principal, el tan firma diso yung Sir DTR, sir. El superintendent. So si tabla to 1 year led no why, siguro it is now the SDS who will question that. I do not know. No, I cannot answer kasi LDC DTR hindi kita LDTR del principal sir hindi ta pirma. No I can ta pirma. El boss di aton. So el boss lang di suyo al pwede ko lemang question. But if you want to raise question about that, you can raise that question to the STS. Sino lang ka, sir? No? Kasi no pwede yung man answer LD2 kay akin na opisina, we will just receive all the report coming from the department. So si Chenela report tabla tardiness, so we have to record it. Kasi nandun yun. When it comes to pre, I cannot question the principal. Kasi under lang tayo kunele. So siguro protocol kita sige. And I believe si sabi man kasi todo. Diba? Pero I cannot question kasi este yung pwede abla kay comorbidity work from home le. Kaba amo man le taabla kay work from home with comorbidities le. So as long tang contact le kanaton tadali instruction. So I cannot question also kasi we have to follow kasi si Noy le kina office pero talyamali kumigo, talyamali kunan mga department head. I think that is official kasi work from home LDCU awa. Okay ba sir?
Okay, sir.
Sige. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Sir Basilio.
Dahil kita
Yes,
sir na
sir.
otro, sir, ha?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Sir Basilio. Now we call in Sir Edric Curato. Sir Edric, please unmute your mic, sir.
Okay. Klaro ya ba? Kanya ba audio?
Static, sir. Static, sir. Okay, sir.
So, buenas tardes a todo. Then, Sir Big Boy, good afternoon. Rainy afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. See, sir.
Sorry, Sir Edric. Please arrange your mic, sir. Fix your mic, sir. Statically. Okay. Sige, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So first of all, I would like to still congratulate our admin officer, Sir Big Boy, for he had made a record. He's the first to receive an award, Hero in the Workplace. Congratulations, sir. So
thank you ulit, sir. Thank you ulit for the support. No? Actually, manadag.
It's an honor. It's an honor indeed for our school. Kay ito gad el unong primero. So aligato sir, tatakya to sir primero. They might forget the 1, 2, 3 and the last, but they will never forget the first. So that's the honor for our school.
Thank you, sir.
In terms of the presentations, okay. In terms of the presentations you have made, mga guidelines, alegre yo kay chene kita nebo guidelines to be guided. Hope that it will be uploaded at daton Inset para automatic all individual at present will be able to hold a copy. Okay, a copy.
Sige lang, sir.
Much so with our department head, chene sila copy tamen, pati chene tamen kami copy right away because of this Inset. So hindi na kayo pregunta much about that because I anticipate that we will be having a copy of the guidelines for promotion.
Sige sir, sige sir.
Para hindi na diyan papeles igual di antes. I had experienced that. Suda gacho antes kundo yun apply yung din yung master teacher one. Yalega alya ba sila porque daw kalayad ka din yung mga papeles na daw kanyang guide kumigo.
Correct.
Kabar otro klase pa during that time kay with my proponent tamen talya tamen na din yung detras tam present suda ga din yung todo mo hasta makili-kili din yung kepen mas kindi aircon gat kami alya. So but anyway, thanks to God that at least I was able to make it. So thank you lang. Thus I know we need not to stop but we need to move forward. Actually, ang mga setbacks and mga failures diaton will teach us lesson to improve and to be better next time around. So, adimyo lang sir, pregunta. Kasi I have a sister-in-law who's working at the civil service office. And then, chene sila mga incentives. I do not know if it's also applied to us. Chene sila mga birthday leave. Chene sila birthday leave. Kabat chene pa sila cash gift kada birthday di ila. I do not know is pwede ba si kita asen na diaton school or tan exist na ese. si hindi pa man ele, we might as well as find ways para man-enjoy tamin kita similar kung mga benefit equal kanila. So, dyan na ba kita, sir, Ansina? Nandiyaton,
Ah, bueno tamin sir no yung bring up to S no. Actually I can bring it up tamin na kasi I do not know si sabi tamin sa LPMT no, L Performance Management Team del Division. Pero nevertheless, bring up tamin nyo sila sir para at least sabi kita si pwede kita man apply si kanato na school level or entero no para as one. Bueno say invite siya abla to sir kay actually el birthday leave sir ta pwede lang usa el mga non-teaching.
Okay.
O ta usa el non-teaching el birthday non-teaching mga non-teaching el birthday leave. Kasi I do not know si ta pwede tayo sa man apply na teacher because manade ka to sa vacation proportional vacation. So talya ka takunta todo no pero el birthday leave na non-teaching ta usa sir pero ako tabla to chene cash gift. Rubaro kita sa man open sir dol bonito man tamin. So bring up yo sir, bring up yo. Anyway, you will know later. Sila lang sir.
Okay, so okay. Kaya de vera said, kay cuando nayabogan tamin yun na serbisyo, imagine to kay no sabi gacho, siguro tanga tamin yun during that time, mas kin el leave gani del father's leave ba kuando pare din mi mujer el primer anak din yun pwede man avail. Aba later on gali kala chini gali kami 5 days kali pwede man leave.
Igual kita sir, igual lang kita approvean sila sir no sabi kita.
Ano sabi yun? So sana such mga guidelines ang sina sa planchado le at least Skenera kita. Buting aras sa ganang pandemic set at yan kita sina online conferences. At least siguro yan kita mga Google link, mga file dyan eskwela, man-establish kita para punin kita mga benefit alyal, mga things that we need to be guided. Kumo talya dyan as well, it's a suggestion lang na admin para todo mga personal question. Chinatendan alyang mga quick answer. Yung mga common answers, automatic abri kita kuno sa link ta pwede kita dayan alya abri sabi
noted sir noted
cheni kita sistema
noted sir
cheni kita sistema sina
sige sir
and besides sir thank you so much for your time being with us so good afternoon.
Thank you sir Edric.
Okay sir, thank you sir, noted sir todo sir noted.
Sir Big Boy, Ma'am Mira Luna is in the line.
Sir Big Boy, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Akil di amon teacher 3 sir, integration entraw ya ba kami sir arap if ever sir kasi 2 years ya kel sir.
Sa year kel ma'am?
2019 pa kami promoted sir.
Yes ma'am, actually no ta prepara kami ma'am based na GAA. Ta prepara kami kasi ayer lang yung system ya liga no. Ta prepara kami araw. So I think by Monday ma'am, by Monday pwede to ma'am visit na office mira kita si okay akin no si okay. Kasi aratan ta prepara kami todo no based na GAA, based na General Appropriation Act. Si Talyakel ma'am, automatic ma'am integrate. So ta-prepara pa lang kami ara. Ayer lang kaya legal system. So mira kami ma'am.
Okay, chene pa yung question sir Big Boy. Yanda ba yun na pag-ibig sir? Sir? Yanda yun na pag-ibig sir kasi to think 15 years yayo man avail era yo kel di ila ko sa bakil sir talama akel maturity cover sir only to find out manada yung lapses alya kaya hindi yung pwede man avail so pakilaya kelman sir na onde yung pwede man print out kay kita chene kita remittance na pag-ibig.
Okay, when it comes na pag-ibig ma'am, pwede lang gatyo man vouch no kasi yan start kita October 2019 el payroll. So ese October 2019 payroll, kinigat kita si file aki, pwede man verify. Pero prior to October 2019, na region gat kita pidi ma'am. Regional Office Payroll Section. Alya gat kita pidi ma'am.
So alya kami pidi sir.
See, when it comes to October 2019, hasta ara current, kaya kita record. So, pero prior to that, regional office.
Kasi di miyo lapses alias sir, chene na 2019, chene tamen 20 na 20 mga 55 ansina.
Pwede to man check, ma'am. Pwede man check, ma'am. Si pwede gani kita man, si pwede to man secure, ma'am, ko sa el mga mes, at year, mas bueno.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Liba lang aki kanda Sherlyn para they can verify, ma'am. Kabar sila ma'am verify, si Chenekel, ma'am, as sa certification para dali kuntigo, para akal tuliba na pakibi.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ma'am Mira Luna. Next, Sir Big Boy, is Ma'am Almina Nano. Yes, Ma'am Almina. Ma'am Nano. Yes, Ma'am Nano. Please unmute your mic, ma'am. I think Ma'am Nanong is not unmuted.
Actually, she's muted, Ma'am Mads. I think she is having problem with her audio.
Okay, let's proceed to Ma'am Rasilas, ma'am. Ma'am Rasilas, please come in, ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon to all our participants. Sir Big Boy, good afternoon. Hello, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
I would like to support your statement when you were telling us a while ago that the superintendent has his discretionary power, that even if the teachers are ranked number 1, 2, 3, but still he can choose whoever is in the short list. Because I was also listening to Sir Richie Basilio, Sir Big Boy.
Yes, ma'am.
Being the department head of Sir Richie, being the mother of the department, I can also feel his pain. Natis pagat sa alitan air diso sentiments, and I really understand whatever he is feeling right now. No, el di aton lang no, see if that thing will happen, if someone is ranked as number 2 or number 1, and if ever they are not being chosen, I think no department heads should be informed so that we can also explain to our teachers. Because as much as possible, we do not like that the teachers will be discouraged, and then later on, the department heads will already have a problem because they do not like to work anymore because they are not motivated. So, sir, no, I don't know. I think it's not also your fault. I don't know where's the problem. How come I knew that he was not chosen later pa coming from him? It's true that I was the one who encouraged him to apply because I know at his age, we are of the same age, he should have been promoted already. And we don't also like that teachers are already old, but up to this time, they are not yet promoted. So we as department heads, we are really encouraging teachers also to apply for teachers to be promoted so that more or less, if ever we will be asking them to do something for the school, at least they are motivated to work. But sometimes, no, sad to say, there are process that we have to follow. Pero el dimio lang, sir, no, if ever things will happen that way, department heads should be informed because we department heads, as the mother of the department, we can make our teachers understand why such thing had happened. Hindi ba, Sir Big Boy?
Correct to ma'am. Correct. Actually gani yo tan agree yo pud ma'am kasi debe gani pando yan rang kita kal ma'am actually ang congratulate pa ni kita kun sa Richie no? Pero el problema niya ma'am dalo I will bring that matter also to the board kasi cuando yan announce sila yan choose ya el SDS ken el ma'am promote actually no man inform ka naton ma'am. El
That is why,
secretariat, diretso yan inform kung yan mga Kenyan promote. All the while, yan surprise siya lang kita. Ken, may ba sila man inform, ma'am? May sila man inform kung Ken yan choose. Later yan lang yung sabi, kay yan choose. Yung actually, alyan na ranking, actually, may lang steno. Yan surprise namin yung, ang sino yan choose el dakelo, LSDS. Yes, pantabat namin yung, pero may gatyo sabi kay ang sila lang choose, later yan lang. Pandutaan na sila, tasya sila requirements, uyayo, kaya sa requirements, taman na PDC, alya pala yung sabi. Pero, tupaw ka dito yung Ma'am Debe, el secretariat yan inform una ka naton, which medyo yan lapse namin alya. Pero, I will bring that matter, ma'am, to the HIMPSP kay si yan, Chenia Mayan choose, before sila yan makunal mga, kung Kenyan choose, LSDS, deben inform sila na office, or para pwede tayo man-inform kung ng mga department head. Okay lang yun, pwede abla mo.
yes, sir. So thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Raciles. Sir Big Boy, may I read the question of Ma'am Nanong since she is experiencing a technical problem, sir. I may lelang yung kunti ko, sir. From Ma'am Nanong. Good afternoon, Sir Big Boy. Hala, yes, would be for a while. Wait, sir, not for a while, sir. Keep on moving. Sir James, how is it?
Kaya to human read, ma'am?
Okay, sige, sir. Please do the honor, sir. I think Sir Benitez, no?
Good afternoon, Sir Big Boy. Pardon to us, matter regarding step increment. Where will the senior high school teachers submit their application? That's the first question. Is it at Zamboanga City High School or to the division office? Thank you. Hindi le rabyaw. Tapregunta lang le. Iyo lang el suena.
Sir Benitez.
Actually, no, I'll na senior high school teachers, I will try to verify first na division. Baka kasi el plantilla dila na division. Baka ya prepara el division office, prepara tamin el Zamboanga City High School, baka mandoble. So kung sala nyo pwede abla is man-verify yung una by, I think by tomorrow I will call Ma'am Dulce kahit Saturday. So si Chenele answer komigo, I will inform Ma'am Nano regarding that one. I will inform the senior high school teachers, si Akiba Prepara or El Division. Kasi as of today, no pwede kami prepara kay nuay kami dila plantilla ay kanamon na City High talya na division. So akala nyo pwede abla, no? For the meantime, I will verify tomorrow. By Monday siguro Chene answer. Noted, Kel, noted.
Thank you very much, Sir Benitez and Ma'am Nanong, for your question. Let's proceed to Ma'am Genevieve Dunque, sir. And then after that, Ma'am Nancy Esguerra. And I think we're about to end our open forum. Thank you.
Hello.
Ma'am Genevieve, yes, ma'am.
Hello, Ma'am Nance. Yoya, ma'am.
Yes,
Acknowledge,
ma'am. You're the first. Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Hello, Sir Big Boy. Good afternoon. Rainy afternoon.
Good
Sir,
afternoon.
channel yung clarification lang sa akin. Yan, dali to enantes mga requirements, no? Kasi, syempre, we are also aspiring to be promoted na syempre because of the salary. Sir, pregunta lang yung ese Sir Juan Akel, since I am not a writer of the Kosakel capslet, pero chene kasi kami ya ASL na radio okay material. So, pwede to kalman sir if on the KLE kay, if ever.
Actually, ma'am, todo akal ko sa kita sa STR di aton blended learning regarding
yes, sir.
Na radio, akal radio, video, as long to LDS la author, ma'am. Atang consider ken.
Okay, sige sir. Thank you. Chene pa sir uno, akal na instructional materials wherein chene ele sa is MOVs. Now during kal time, Noy pa sir akalo sa mas ba, so I'm not sure lang hindi lang baka to inform, pero as I went through el mga means of verifications, chene ala mga parts nuwayo kasi akal time during the sir triambulo, it was made through a competition sir, a division competition on instructional materials. So chene ala mga MOVs na nuwayo, so pakimodo hindi okal pwede man kuan sir kay chene man mga palta pakimodo kel sir.
Cosa lang to Chene?
El aquel Chenemancal division memo na schools are enjoined to join the competition, and then el certificate, el dimyo
Pero
lesson
tamira to,
plan.
ma'am. Pero tamira to, pwede to man come up with that kasi taki pa mga alma signatories.
Nung sabi ko time el mga el kachene kasi sir el district supervisor bakal alat o chenende.
I think they can kal district supervisor ma'am nay pamangkal time kitaan sila no. Pwede to na learning supervisor.
So okay lang.
Si
Okay sir. Kun Ma'am Leila
as
sir.
long tali ang mga signatories, mga importante gente, you can still do the MOBs. Let them sign. Total keneman to dito yung instructional. Di ba? Tali man.
Yes.
Oh.
Si,
Supported
okay,
man
sir.
supported by memo. So aware kal sila. I think aware L science learning area supervisor about that. So, pwede lang Ken.
Okay, thank
Kasi
you
lang,
sir.
ma'am.
Thank you sir.
I'm up with the papers lang ma'am. Okay lang.
Thank you sir.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Jen. And Ma'am Nancy.
Hello,
Next,
good
Ma'am
afternoon.
Nancy.
Yes,
Sir,
ma'am.
that guidelines that you have shown us a while ago for the application of master teacher, when ba sir? Is it a uniform nationwide? Or akilang na division office diato?
Actually, ma'am, sisigito na mga memo, no? Actually, ese standard gatse, ma'am. Kasi akil, during time ya chene kita, akil, si accord of stress during time di circuit, ya cambia sa way of giving points, di ba? Included a performance rating, education, training, correct?
Yes.
Akil, ma'am, division initiative kel di sir. Pero este, ma'am, national se ma'am kasi based from memos.
Okay.
Kaya supposed to be no I got hindi included ang mga education, training, performance rating and included. Si mira kita na on the tambilong memo purely lang ese lang gayot. Ese lang 8 bilo. Okay lang. Por eso I think standard sa ma'am.
Another sir, Akel as evaluator, or since I'm part of the quality assurance team, on the Takay sir.
Evaluator ma'am. Hindi lang nga be ensure ma'am, pero baka pwede pa rin sila kasi si evaluator ma'am, evaluate lang tun, di ba ma'am?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Otro kat katabla writer too. Meaning kaya negative.
Writer, evaluator, kami doble function. So,
doble ganda. Si kaya to writer lang kat man apply, no matuman apply evaluator kasi baka mang question sila. Tan evaluate lang too, pero si writer dol author gat to del caps dol tan on gat to na.
Okay, sir.
Kasi baka mang question sila kasi. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Nancy. I guess there's still two, sir. Sir Joey Decimo and Sir Arbito. Sir Decimo.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Sir Big Boy. Good afternoon, everyone. Sir, this is not about the promotion. Just wanna ask how to acquire the employee number. I've been employed in the city high school for last September 19. And until now, I do not have the employee number po.
Correct, sir. Actually, sir, may I ask, no, hindi pa to integrated? Integrated siya.
Hindi pa man. Noy pa man noy pa yung payroll, sir.
Tatche na lang kita employee number, sir. Si integrated siya kita na payroll.
Okay.
Si integrated. Maybe we will try to see, no? I will try to verify.
Yes, sir.
Siguro by Monday, you can come to the office. We will try to check porque no hay to employee number porque hindi pa pwede man integrate. Pero eventually, si talyeto adrentro na gaa, kako sa kami verify ara, I think mal-integrate ako nun, yan yung employee number. Ang
Okay,
sila lang.
perfect.
Maandala
Okay.
to Monday, sir. Okay lang.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Next, Sir Arbito.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Happy rainy day, sir. Hello, sir. Boy. Sir, pregunta lang yun, sir. On demand bilong, sir,
Pwede
song
TV
arranger, sir.
pwede TV
Or
background siya. Mirambo. Porque sa pala ni background. Sorry.
Si cosa ka, sir? Kasera? Wala daw, sir?
Sir, on the parte, pwede man bilong, sir, na akal na criteria for empty, sir. Akil, yase to, sir, 8 song composition del tono para na ridyo okay.
I think, sir, si mga composition, pwede sa man-level na writer, sir, di ba? So, ala pa rin sir, to pa na di aton articles. Sir?
Na instructional, sir? Kay usap man yan, sir.
Kasi si composition, tausali, sir, as instructional?
Yes.
Na as long you will meet the MOB, sir, para pwede mag-consider. You tried, no? Kasi si abla to composition lang gatle. El tamira yo derecho, sir, once kene to composition, di ba? Do composer to, sir, di ba? Correct ba ka, sir? Sir,
yes,
Vito?
sir.
Do composer to. So pwede yung kunele man level as author or writer, di ba, sir? So pwede kuntigo dali points alam na writer. Pero si tampay kule para ke dali instructional because tan useless, as long pwede to man-prove through MOBs, baka man consider sila, sir. Okay, sir?
Sige, sir. Thank you, sir. Sige,
Okay.
thank you, sir, boy.
Sige, sir.
Thank you
Okay,
po.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Arbito. Ma'am Anan's next. Ma'am Ana. Please unmute your mic, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Sir Boss, buenas tardes.
Buenas.
Sir, thank you very much for all the help and support that you give to us teachers since the pandemic. We know the school until now stand out as Zamboanga City High School because of you as administrative core.
Todo kita. Actually, todo. I am just really doing my task as instruction given. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much for all the clarification. Este lang gacho pregunta ayer pagat USP for the wins for the 3 stars. Cuando gato ay gaya to kanamon agwa sir adentro kabing kansaw yagat karga agwa sir para man maintain
Correct.
el cleanliness.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, every now and then, ese gacho tam follow up, ese tam bring to ma'am. Kaya every time abla si ma'am kumigo, kusal problema, abla ma'am agwa. Every time abla ma'am agwa na campus B, si pwede Asia. So, I hope ma'am, by the coming week, chene kita resulta. The coming week.
We really, ma'am, you know very well na todo kami alya, we really wanted to keep our classroom neat and clean as mandated, even if it is pandemic. Sir, esa lang gadi ang problema también numero 1 na pwede gato ayuda. Kaya actually, di amo de puerta, sir.
Sige ma'am. Actually, baka this coming week, baka chene resulta ya si ma'am. Follow up lang nyo, ma'am. Sige ma'am.
Thank you, Ma'am Ana. I guess, Sir, gusto si Sir Benitez would be the last to have the question or queries. And if there's, Sir Benitez, is that a question, sir, no?
Sir Big Boy.
Okay.
Nuevo building di aton alya na Costa del Pagcor. Ang business ni Paban sina
Correct. Actually, Mirayo Kel. Sí, Mirayo Kel ye ablayo kuna akyo kun engineer. Ablayo na dilikaw kel bula-bula na gente. Malisut. Actually
Malindila asida.
Very tupaw gatu. Kasi no pwede yo entramete alya ase mobe kuna kal kasi yase sila kuna kal isolation. So kosa lang kita pwede ase is llama kita attention del city engineers para mira kunakil. Jalo lang, man-follow up yung kunakil by Monday.
Last Sir Boy. Akil
Si.
mga chair adelante si Chen yu track pwede yung pidi akil.
Amo yung kali abla kanila, si hindi kamo sa saka kami.
Oh, ang sina kayo.
Hindi kanila. Yabla yo, abla si hindi sa saka kami. Abla yo kay di si tayo chera. Chalya na.
Yes, Sir Boy.
Pero actually, yakeda lang daw malo dila bakok. Pero baka anante yung miretali el bakok dila. Sa prinsipyo sila karya akal mga semento, akal the drainage. Akal sila una, cover siguro sigya sila chera.
Okay, thank
Sige
you.
lang. Si.
Sir Big Boy, Ma'am Agnes, really, I think this was to raise question. Ma'am Agnes, please come in.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Sir Big Boy. I'm supposed to ask the same question. It's raised by Sir Benitez. So, daton eskwela, especially, kalamon imprente, manadagat hills.
Correct, correct.
See, so even though how much we want to beautify the area, but the mere presence of those hills create somewhat eyesore. No? So I hope we can do something because for the past 2 days, the department heads we don't know what to do, no? Kasi monitoring gani, no, about the different programs that we're having. So we cannot also ask our teachers to be in school because they are attending Inset. So how can we possibly remove those things to make our school, the environment, conducive? Just like what Ma'am Anna made mention. Cleanliness, we want to beautify our rooms and so sir, no, pwede kita mga
sige ma'am Palo. Actually, I already talked with engineer
contractor,
Absari.
Contractor.
Actually the city talaga city engineer, no, engineer Absari kasi LL in charge tan monitor si abay mira to kasi actually may pakaba el project kasi debit Genesili pump pump house.
Yes, in the long run, sir, if they will not remove those piles of soils, not soil there, siman ulan, just like now, we had heavy rain. So, akal mga sediments, ginda lang ka syempre alya na drainage di aton. So, sediments alya 10 man pondo. So, eventually, flooding it will not really solve the problem unless they will remove those piles of soil.
Actually, ang promise man si Engineer Absari man remove including akal del mga iablale hasta mga waste materials del yeso. Waste materials ali. Ayan kami conversion last Wednesday ablale hasta man include man remove. So tadali lang nyo chance mira si kene ba sila katase movement. So by man anante mire tali al bako track. So tamobe sila so mira kita by Monday mampalop yo uli. Kay actually pidia gani abi pwede yo si saka amat si Sir Benitez pidia yo chera abi yo lang si saka. Pagalan nyo truck. O pagalan nyo truck para gente saka kuno machera na abdaman kay usa sila. So abli na mandek ni kita. Mandera si kita. Ya kita daw malo el bako pero anante ma'am talyaman. So ma'am follow up lang yung kanila by 7 by Monday.
Akal alulung sir last week of November pa yung kalyamira niya. Kanang siya. Mapaniedo kan alya sir si pwede
pa. And then actually anda yun ya. Tiene poco viento tamo bele.
Poco lang viento sir tan kuan le.
Tamo be. Abi bembulog mga tikinya sa contractor.
Last week of November pa ko na kalyamira.
Sige ma'am, noted si ma'am, mangkwento si siguro mañana diamelain kami nyo kung engineer ulit para man-remind.
Okay, noted, sir. Gracias, sir.
Okay lang. Sige ma'am.
Thank you, Ma'am Agnes. Sir Paul, I think Ma'am Ma'am Divine has something to say, sir.
Sige, sige.
Ma'am Divine, please unmute your mic, ma'am. Ma'am Divine. Or should I read the question na lang, Ma'am Divine, to make it quick? Ma'am Divine. This is the question from Ma'am Divine. Good afternoon, Sir Big Boy. Please explain regarding reclassification for clarification only, TY.
Reclassification of
Reclass, sir. Reclass.
or
She wants for why
Posisyon.
abla, sir? I think Ma'am Divine is still teacher 1, sir.
Actually, si Ma'am Divine, pwede man kita mana reclass to teacher 2, si Chene kita kal 2020. Pwede tayo na teacher 3, si Chene kita masteral 18 units. Kabar pwede man basta very satisfactory for 3 years. Pwede sa man reclassify into teacher 3, teacher 2. Para may man sa kontra basta teacher 2, teacher 3 classification, may kontra, no need for ranking. Diba? Pwede lang, Ma'am Divine, try to visit again Aki. Then we will try to give her the requirements. If pwede. Sine lang. I will give the requirements, come up with the requirement, we will submit. Sine lang. Basta teacher 2, teacher 3.
Ay, Ma'am Laura has follow-up, sir. Ma'am Laura. Yes, Ma'am Laura.
Hi, Ma'am Divine. Actually, I have been dating Ma'am Divine to apply, Sir Big Boy. I always motivate, inspire her to apply. Kabar, oo, hindi man the ASEL requirements. Ma'am Divine asaya, uya to Sir Big Boy, atra ka ulit, asaya. Again, I am encouraging you. Time pa Sir Romy Triambulo Divine. Parang you were given already the requirements. Time pa rin akatala kita na
Ma'am Lo, good afternoon. Sir Big Boy.
Classmate, asaya classmate, asaya.
Bilang ma'am. Mansad actually ma'am makin mande si kita verify kita pero hindi kita submit. Hindi kita submit, hindi kita process. Submit.
Big Boy, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Claro.
Good afternoon. Si.
Sir Big Boy.
Si ma'am. Claro.
Good afternoon, Sir Big Boy. Ay, claro, sir. Ay,
claro, ma'am.
Magkulit
Ma'am Divine.
Pwede. Thank you.
Si Ma'am Divine.
Ma'am Laura, Sir Big Boy, good afternoon. Blessed afternoon to each and everyone. Gracias. Sir Big Boy, gracias sa mga uyo dito yung mga konversada, Sir Big Boy. So, alegre yo kay, ya pwede tuman answer, ya pwede tamin sila le aki, okay, tatormenta man yo. So, gracias, Sir Big Boy. Andala nyo kuntigo mira.
No problem, ma'am. Ande lang, ma'am. Si. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Well, thank you, Ma'am Divine, Ma'am Laura, Sir Big Boy. Sir Big Boy, any words before we end?
Are tu mama.
Si.
Chine ko sa kere. Actually for all of us kel, ang rato lang ha. Man-share lang. Pwede ba man-share?
Si. Man-share lang.
Hindi. We will take mga 1 minuto lang, 2 minuto.
Yes.
Sabi mang kel. Rato lang. Para last lang baste. Para di mio lang man ste. Kaya lang nyo man-share. Baka pwede usa. Last portion naman yung man-share.
Si last portion sa del Bible, Sir Big Boy, revelation niya sa iyo.
Hindi.
Thank you, sir.
Este lang, to end, let me leave this slogan. Para kanaton todo, our care towards our client or our learners determine their smile towards us. So, si kemodo kita kanila uncare, no, na learners de ustedes, puede ser mira si kemodo sa tan enjoy, na puede ser mira el smile di ila towards us. So, amos el cosa quiere share, no, our care towards our learners determine their smile towards us. That's all. Thank you very much. God bless everybody.
Thank you very much, our AO4, Sir Big Boy de la Cruz, for being so accommodating this afternoon. And so that concludes our 3-day in-service training, and we're about to have our closing program. In a while, we will have our concluding song. Concluding song, yes.
Kristanos, ay mo ako! Kristanos!
yaman sa kayamanan. Buksan ang pahina ng mga aklat ng karunungan. Edukasyon ating kailangan, kamamangan ating iwanan. Peace! Ating lilingkuhin, ating pagpapawin, ating tanawin, bagong pag-asa ay muli tatanawin. Kinabukasan pagtibayin, pilitin mo gawin. Puspos ang pagsisika, pag-asa ay yakapin. Edukasyon ang kayamanan at kahit ninuman, isang pangarap ang tutupad, pagsisikapan ng lahat. Puspos ang pagsisika, kaya mo yun, kaibigan. Mabubuo isang pangarap.
At this point in time, we welcome Ma'am Maria Socorro Nunag to give us the impression.
To our school principal 4, Dr. Lucy Castelo Rimando, to the different department heads and
Nunag.
OICs who are present today, Administrative Officer
Let's
4,
welcome
and
Ma'am
the
Maria
non-teaching
Socorro
personnel,
Nunag,
the
Master
speakers
Teacher
and
1 of
ICT
the ARPA department,
facilitators,
to give her impression.
master teachers, a pleasant afternoon. I was tasked to
Hello.
give a short impression
Yes, ma'am.
for this
Yes,
three-day
ma'am. Good
virtual
afternoon, ma'am.
in-service
You're
training.
Audible
Allow
na
me
ako, ma'am.
to start it first
Yes
by
po.
saying
Loud
the
and clear.
words
Go ahead, ma'am.
sobresaliente
To our
as
school principal
remarks
4,
to
Dr.
this
Lucy
first
Castelo
ever
Rimando,
school-based
to the
Inset
different department
Zamboanga City
heads
High
and
School
OIC
teachers.
who are present today,
Kudos to the team behind this
Administrative
training
Officer
program.
4, and the
Special
non-teaching
mention
personnel,
to the ICT
the
team
speakers
led by
and
Sir
ICT
Jams Ortiz.
facilitators,
Despite the short
the master
notice and the
teachers,
limited
dear
time frame,
teachers,
they
a
were able
pleasant
to come
afternoon.
up with an
I was
outstanding
tasked to give a
preparation
short impression
and
for this
presentation.
3-day virtual
Their
in-service
efforts
training.
and dedication
Allow me to
have been
start it
very
first
evident
by
from
saying
the
the
start
words
up to the end of this virtual
sobresaliente
in-service
as
training.
remarks
It
to
went
this
very
first ever
smoothly.
school-based Inset for Zamboanga City High School teachers. Kudos to the team behind this training program. Special mention to the ICT team led by Sir Jams Ortiz. Despite the short notice and the limited time frame, they were able to come up with an outstanding preparation and presentation. Their efforts and dedication have been very evident from the start up to the end of this virtual in-service training. It went very smoothly. Second, I'd like to say congratulations and hats off to all our competent resource speakers. The topics discussed, the content, and the ideas shared by them were all informative. It will surely help us in gaining a deeper understanding, especially in this new normal setup. Thank you, our dear speakers, for delivering your topics in a manner that is easy for us to understand, truly informative and comprehensive. Last but not the least, I'd like to say to my co-participants that I am really impressed with our eagerness and willingness to learn new things and unlearn unessential things. We have shown our full commitment towards enhancing our knowledge, skill, and competence by attending completely this training from day 1 to day 3. As per observation, those belonging to the age group of 41 and above were really engaged and cooperative with the various activities, assessment, and evaluations set by the speakers. They are very much ready, participative to learn. With this, I think we can slowly achieve our goal of becoming competent and confident users of ICT. I also would like to extend my warmest congratulations to the coordinator and to you, our moderator, Ma'am Luz Salva and Ma'am Madeline Saa. You did a great job. Likewise, to the collab efforts of the department heads and OICs headed by Dr. Elizabeth Rasiles and HT6 Agnes Moite Labayog. They are the brains behind this training. As the mantra of Zamboanga City Division's Office goes, "Nuway imposible, sikre huntu-huntu, pwede." Once again, congratulations to all and good day.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Nunak. Yes, at this point, we shall award the focal person of this Inset 2022. A certificate of recognition is hereby awarded to Luz Biminda P. Salva for her substantial expertise, invaluable contribution, and commendable performance of duties as focal person of the Zamboanga City High School 2022 in-service training for teachers held virtually via Zoom video conference on February 2 to 4, 2022. Her outstanding commitment and dedication to her role comprehensively and significantly translated quality services, efficiency of work, and effectiveness of duties geared toward the success of the training. Given this fourth day of February 2022 at Zamboanga City High School, Tetuan, Zamboanga City, Philippines. Signed, Principal 4, Dr. Luchi Castelo Rimando. Congratulations, ma'am. And now we shall award the training coordinators. A certificate of recognition is awarded to Luz Biminda T. Salva for her substantial expertise, invaluable contribution, and commendable performance of duties as training coordinator, Filipino Department during the conduct of Zamboanga City High School 2022 in-service training for teachers held virtually via Zoom video conference on February 2 and 4 to 4, 2022. Her outstanding commitment and dedication to her role comprehensively and significantly translated quality services, efficiency of work, and effectiveness of duty geared towards the success of the training. Given this fourth day of February 2022 at Zamboanga City High School, Tetuan, Zamboanga City, Philippines. Signed, Principal 4, Dr. Luchi Castelo Rimando. The same certificate is awarded to Dr. Elizabeth M. Rasiles of the Mathematics Department. A certificate of recognition is also awarded to, certificate of recognition is awarded to Agnes M. Labayog of the Science Department. A certificate of recognition is awarded to Janet V. Muhammad, Ma'am Janet V. Muhammad of the TLE Department. Same certificate of recognition is awarded to Dr. Maria Laura Del G. Lelumpines of the English Department. A certificate of recognition is also awarded to Sir Eduardo R. Enriquez of the Senior High School Department. A certificate of recognition is awarded to Sir Roman T. Esperad Jr. of the MAPE Department. Same certificate of recognition is awarded to Melinda A. Lozada, OIC of the ESP department. And certificate of recognition is awarded to Sir Nari A. Zarat of the OIC of the ARPAN department. This time, awarding of participants. You will receive an email of your certificate this afternoon. It is a digital certificate of participation. And you can also receive a certificate of recognition, but it's under the discretion of your department head or based from the output that you have submitted through the Google form that is posted in our Facebook page. Okay? This the citation goes like this. Certificate of participation is awarded to for her active participation and involvement during the conduct of Zamboanga City High School in-service training for teachers held virtually via Zoom video conference on February 2 to 4, 2022. Given this day, 4th day of February 2022 at Zamboanga City High School, 31, Zamboanga City, Philippines. Signed, Principal 4, Dr. Luchi Castelo Rimando. At this juncture, may we award the resource speaker for this Inset. A certificate of recognition is hereby awarded to Sir Rodel L. Casimiro for his substantial expertise, invaluable contribution, and commendable service as resource speaker during the conduct of the Zamboanga City High School 2022 in-service training for teachers held virtually via Zoom video conference on February 2 to 4, 2022. Given this day, 4th day of February 2022 at Zamboanga City High School, Tetuan, Zamboanga City, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Luchi Castelo Rimando. A certificate of recognition is hereby awarded to Nancy M. Esguera for her substantial expertise, invaluable contribution, and commendable service as resource speaker during the conduct of the Zamboanga City High School Inset 2022 for teachers held virtually via Zoom video conference on February 2 to 4, 2022. Given this 4th day of February 2022 at Zamboanga City High School, Tetuan, Zamboanga City. Same recognition, certificate of recognition is given to Ma'am Emilu F. Valeros. Certificate of recognition is also given to, awarded to Ma'am Dr. Marites G. Abejero. Certificate of recognition is awarded to Sir Jamuel V. Ortiz. A certificate of recognition is also awarded to Ma'am Dara May T. Ponce. A certificate of recognition is also awarded to Ma'am Junset A. Gasulgon. A certificate of recognition is awarded to Ma'am Gina Q. Ariola. A certificate of recognition is hereby awarded to Ma'am Evangeline T. Bue. And a certificate of recognition is also awarded to Sir Edric C. Curato. A certificate of recognition is awarded to Ma'am Genevieve J. Dunque. This time in time, we shall award the ICT facilitator. A certificate of recognition is awarded to Ma'am Marilee A. Alfaro in sincere appreciation and recognition of her relentless effort and invaluable contribution as chairman of the ICT Technical Facilitator ESP department during the conduct of the Zamboanga City High School 2022 in-service training for teachers held virtually via Zoom video conference on February 2 to 4, 2022. Given this day, 4th day of February 2022 at Zamboanga City High School, Tetuan, Zamboanga City, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Luchi Castelo Rimando. Same certificate of recognition is awarded to Maria Angeline D. Cornelio. The same certificate of recognition is also awarded to Ma'am Arminda B. Francisco. A certificate of recognition is hereby awarded to Rosel B. Cabrera. Same certificate of recognition is hereby awarded to Jimadel A. Amit. A certificate of recognition is also awarded to Sharel May J. Ponce. A certificate of recognition is also awarded to Rodri Marie E. Alcaira. A certificate of recognition is also awarded to Jamuel V. Ortiz. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have the awarding of MC and moderator. A certificate of recognition is hereby awarded to Madeline D. Saat in sincere appreciation and recognition of her relentless efforts and invaluable contribution as MC during the conduct of the Zamboanga City High School 2022 in-service training for teachers, held virtually via Zoom video conference on February 2 to 4, 2022. Given this day of February 2022 at Zamboanga City High School, Tetuan, Zamboanga City, Philippines. Signed by Dr. Luchi Castelo Rimando. And now, at this point, we shall have the concluding remarks. And for concluding remarks, let's call in the OIC of the ESP department, Ma'am Melinda A. Lozada.
Good afternoon. Life often shifts between feeling like you have it all figured out and feeling like you know nothing at all. There are always challenges, whether it's with building a strong career, a happy home, or a better you. But the one constant is that we never stop learning. Having said that, most of us, if not all of us, might have come to realize that no one can say that he or she has a monopoly of knowledge or ideas. Or no one can say that he or she knows or read enough. Fortunately, every experience, especially in this in-service training, ends up teaching us something we can use in going forward. The beauty of teaching is in the opportunities that appear just when you need them, just as the knowledge and insights our speakers have unselfishly shared us. Therefore, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the speakers, to the department heads, our administrative officer, the teachers in attendance, and of course, our school principal, Dr. Luchi Castelo Rimando, for making this in-service training possible this school year. Congratulations and God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Melinda A. Lozada, the OIC of the ESP department. Okay, I think Sir Jamuel has something to remind us about the attendance and Tagami. Sir Jamuel?
Yeah, hello again. Good afternoon, and we would like to congratulate everybody for having our 3-day Inset a successful event. This truly happens because it's a concerted and collective effort. Just to remind everybody that you already received your certificate of participation. However, the certificate of the recognition will actually, the official certificate, because this is a digital certificate, the official certificate will actually be given by your department head. And then if you're going to check your email, a link of the recording of this meeting is also available. And also another thing is, if you want to access the presentation of our speakers, a link of it is also available. So you will be redirected to that different materials used in this inset by accessing or opening your email, because we already sent it to you. Another thing is that if you have concern about the certificate, you just have to ask the FASI, because I am not the ICT FASI of all learning areas. You just have to ask, because we assign a certain person within your learning area. So if there are corrections with your certificate, because I believe there are participants here who attended the Zoom platform, but they did not actually register. So that's it. Thank you very much, and congratulations, everybody.
Thank you very much, sir. And that concludes our 3-day in-service training 2022. And we would like to request everyone, teacher participant, to open their cam for a pictorial. Thank you very much.
Kuya. Ma, kuya.
Almost.
Okay, again, may I request all participants to please open their cam. This is our actually final pictorials for this inset. So let's begin with our first group of participants. All right, everybody, smile. All right, so now we move on to our second batches of participants. Everybody, please smile. Very good. I can see that a very beautiful smiles there. Now let's move on to our next group of participants. Okay, just sustain the smile, everybody, and open your cam. Okay, let's move on to our next batches of participants. Please open your cam, everybody. All right, so we are now on the 5th slides. Actually, we are 10. There are 10 slides here. Everybody, smile. Thank you. We are now on the 6th slides or batch of the participants. Everybody, smile. Okay, almost there. The 7th batch. Everybody, smile. The 8th batch. 1, 2, 3, smile. The 9th batch. Actually, the 9th batch and the 10th batch, these last 2 batches are not opening their camera. Okay. All right, so that's it, everybody. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Sir Daniel. Thank you, participants, teachers.
Congratulations,
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, everyone. Thank you for participating.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congrats and happy weekend.
Congrats and happy
Bye-bye.
Friday.
Bye-bye. Congrats to all.
Goodbye, everyone.
Congrats.
Bye, everyone.
Congratulations.
Hi, classmate Melinda.
Ma'am Limbago, how are you?
Fine. I'm fine,
Have a
ma'am.
nice weekend,
Okay,
everyone.
happy to hear that.
Lunes, hindi may short pants.
Ay, sir. Sir, naman ito man short pants, sir. Ito sa bantuman
Yeah.
man, sir.
Panpalda yayo.
Ay, sa inyo. Mas malo yaga si sir.